Spreading bullshit, whatever the cause, but the translation's been lost.
Alright, you're way louder, it seems.
Yeah, it seems that way. But I was also, like, the guitar was just closer. I was also singing, you know. It'll be fine.
I think you have a tendency to get louder as well. If you like, you can make some loud noises every now and again.
Yeah. Also, just for anyone listening at home, I totally started that while Brian was not ready at all. He did not have the pick in his hand. He came in on the first chord a little late, but like still in time. It was actually quite masterfully done.
It was quite heroic, if I do say so myself.
Really saved the start of the opening of this podcast, because as we learned last week, a poor opening could be a poor indicator. No, I didn't
even think that anyone who clicked on that podcast would immediately be like, nah.
Yeah, man. I felt like people could have been just based off of the intro, but
I'm fucking with the gain now.
That's fine.
I feel like it's a little bit off.
You fuck with the gain, and I'm just gonna comment on the fact
that's good.
Despite the fact that I've made some jokes, and I will continue to, I had a great time on last week's show. I'm sorry.
I definitely had a great time on last week's show. I was goddamn wasted.
Yes, you were. Yeah, you were. So was Finn, our guest. Thank you to him for being with us.
Thank you to him for ruining our reputation. And giving me way more work to do on a fucking Sunday.
He just ruined his own reputation. It's fine. Don't worry about it. We're not affiliated. We very, very carefully put the microphones away when he started into any of his rants.
We still haven't talked, me and Finn, after that Spyro thing. I don't think we're friends anymore, really.
That's not bad, by the way.
Oh, yeah?
Lewis
That's
Hamilton.
Monster Lewis Hamilton.
Which is definitely the most pretentious one, because apparently the doctor, that's named after some sports star, and the doctor is like his like nickname or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's his nickname.
It's not Lewis Hamilton.
This is just the Lewis Hamilton
44.
flavor. 44. Yeah.
I'm gonna try a sip of this Ultra Sunrise that you picked up for me. Thank you very much.
No problem at all, man. I was happy to.
It's like orange.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. And it's going to give me the kick I need to get through this low energy episode. Not particularly low energy. I'm feeling pretty good.
I think the energy is just drastically different from last week.
Yeah. I don't even know what last week's erratic.
Yeah.
So we're Translation Lost.
Yes.
We're a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
In case that wasn't abundantly clear by us talking and the length of the episode. When you clicked onto this YouTube video that is a still image. I'm Brian. That's Darren.
I'm Dara. What's the story? Did you call me Darren? You motherfucker. What are you even trying to get at right now?
It's Darren.
It's
he's
Dara.
my co-post.
D-A-R-A, the way it's supposed to be spelt.
D-A-R-R-A-N.
Daran.
Daran.
Duran.
Duran. This is my co-host, Duran. The band.
They do the Wolf song, right?
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
I was going to just start singing that and pretend that I was your co-host, the band Duran, but I couldn't be 100% sure that they do the Wolf song.
I got to preface this with don't sing Celine Dion, but I think we didn't actually get copyright struck for Celine Dion.
What do you think it was?
I think it was Wolf Warrior.
Really?
Because the same thing happened with Wolf Warrior too.
Yeah,
which
that's
is back
right.
now.
Yeah, that was really weird though. Yeah, both of our Wolf Warrior episodes got taken down,
and
which
they
is
were
so glowing.
Yeah,
such glowing
I feel like
reviews.
that's both maybe Wolf Warrior 1 not as much, but 2 is like the most positive we've ever been coming off.
Yeah, without a doubt. And even Wolf Warrior 1 was a lot more positive than we have been with a lot of films.
I think like it's Wolf Warrior 1 and 2, and then Batman Ninja is like the most.
Even that French movie we really liked,
The
Triplet de Belleville.
That's a good movie.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I don't remember any of the other movies we did. Oh, Crow Zeros.
Crow Zero was fucking hit the ground running with that one.
This week we're gonna be coming away pretty positive as well.
Yeah, which is nice. It's nice. It's nice to go into it knowing that, because it takes some pressure off.
But before also we're back into our routine now. I think from now on the episodes are going to be a little bit more consistent, because end of summer gets kind of messy.
Yeah.
Just with like
schedules and people doing stuff, and
I feel like right around the end of summer as well, you start to get that like, well, shit, I have to like do a ton of stuff with my friends before everyone goes back to like college or like doing shit.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, which is an interesting. This is like my first year experiencing like actually it's not. it's my second time experiencing all of my friends going off to college. But the first time it happened to me, I was still in secondary school.
Ugh.
And so I had a year left of secondary school, and I had Ushin and like Matthew, who was my friend in school as well. Shout out to Matthew, who's definitely not listening to this.
Shout out to Matthew.
But yeah, everyone just left and was gone for a year, and it really fucking sucked. And then
I was around.
yeah, but you were here, you were in Ballin.
I was doing a PLC, I think.
Yeah, so you're still not that around, you know.
Nah.
But then ever since then, I've been going back to college around this time of year, and now I'm not for the first time ever, which is crazy.
Kind of glad you're not, because it makes doing the podcast a lot easier, and it makes doing other collaboration stuff a lot easier.
Yeah,
too.
man.
You're around.
Yeah, exactly. Now that I'm always around.
Now that you're always
Relentlessly
around.
Somewhere Band.
I know that song.
You do know that song.
If you're listening to this and you don't know that song, that's fair enough.
Yeah, one of the more pretentious things. This might be like the third or fourth time I've quoted my own lyrics on this show, but they tend to come up in conversation, and then I can't help but address it because I know you'll get it. And
I'll get it.
You know?
No one else will. But
no one else will, and it's fine. Well, you know what? I would say about probably 50% of our listenership would.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
I still think I'm your biggest fan.
yeah, I think you might be.
Yeah.
Actually.
I'll stick on your SoundCloud. You sent me a song the other day. That's been bookmarked on my Google Chrome because I've been going back and listening to it.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I really enjoyed doing that. That was it was a rap that I wrote like several months ago. I wrote 2 verses of a rap. And then I recorded like a super shitty version of it and put it on SoundCloud. And then Sean Hennessy came to us with this dope ass beat that him and his friend had made. And he was like, "Can anyone rap?" And I did that rap for him, and he said he wanted it.
That's a dope beat.
It's an insane
such
beat.
A good beat.
And I left it too long, unfortunately, because it seems now that he has other ideas for that beat, which is totally fair. It's his beat. But I really fucking enjoyed rapping over it, and I added a third verse as well, which had not existed before. So,
it was a good verse.
Thank you very much.
There was words.
Yeah, there were quite a few of them.
Yeah,
in a short space of time.
Short space of time. We said a lot of words, and then the next sentence would have the same amount of syllables.
Yeah, but also,
they'd be different words. It was crazy.
They'd be different words, but they had like the same sounds to them.
Yeah,
which was even. It's pretty crazy, man.
Yeah,
it's some complicated shit.
The last word of a thing would sound kind of like the last word in the next line.
Yeah.
So, how was your week, Dara?
It wasn't bad, Yeah, it was. It
was a week.
It was a week, man.
Yeah.
Fucking a load of fucking crazy shit happened in my personal life, Brian, which is very often the case when I come to do this podcast.
Yeah.
But as always, as is the miraculous and the wonderful tradition established by this podcast, I'm just going to ignore it all. I'm going to talk about some stupid shit that I watched on Netflix.
Oh, please.
A documentary
I don't
series.
care about your personal life.
Why would you, man?
Give
no
me
one
the
does.
stupid Netflix.
No one does, right? So I watched a documentary series, 4-part documentary series.
Oh yeah, you mentioned you were watching a documentary series the other day, and I was like, I should ask him what it is, and then I just didn't.
It was really good. It's called Evil Genius. It's on Netflix.
Oh, I think I've seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's about the collar bomber.
I've watched the first half an hour of that, I think.
Yeah, it's very interesting, but it was really weird watching it because we've already mentioned on this show that we both enjoy BuzzFeed Unsolved. And I had already watched a BuzzFeed Unsolved episode on the collar bombing.
That was recent, wasn't it?
Very recent, yeah. And in the episode, they mentioned the show. And they're like, we're aware of the fact that this show exists, but we're just covering this because it's fun.
Yeah.
And so then I went and watched the show. And for the first 2 episodes of this 4-episode show, I had no idea how what they were discussing was going to link back to the collar bombing.
Interesting.
It's a fucking crazy story, and also that it is evidence of the fact. Sorry, I've been pushing it up with my knuckle for a while.
It's these shitty mic stands. I've been meaning to get. I saw really cheap arm ones.
Yeah, you fucking sent them to me. They look dope as fuck. That would actually be so sweet.
Yeah. Sorry. Anyway.
No, it's alright. But that show features several interviews with a woman who is as close to pure evil as I've ever seen.
I didn't get that far into it.
It's fucking crazy, man. This woman is cracked, or was. I think she may have died. I don't know. I haven't watched the last 2 minutes of the last episode.
Oh my God.
Because I got home and I was watching the end of the episode as I was walking home, and Finn was waiting in my house when I got home. So I just got in the door and turned it off, and there was 2 minutes left.
You were watching it as you were walking home.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I was watching it as I was shopping in Aldi.
That's hilarious. Welcome to the fucking future.
Yeah.
Watching Netflix while doing your shopping.
Well, like, I'd been watching it while I did my job. So yeah, so that was pretty cool. I really enjoyed that. People should definitely check it out if they're as interested in
definitely
real
going to
life
now.
lunatics as I am. Shit like that really intrigues me, man.
Same.
Yeah.
Have you ever gone on like Wikipedia, like just
too much
rabbit holes?
It can be really scary.
Yeah.
Do you know the story of this one? Just jumps out at me because I remember specifically lying on my bed and reading the Wikipedia and being like, "What
the fuck?
Yeah, what's
True
her name?
evil exists."
It's either I've only ever really seen it written, so I can't say. It's either Eliza Lamb or Eliza Lamb.
I don't know.
She was like this young lady in America. I believe she was Asian. She was like a student, and then she went to a hotel for something or other. I can't really remember what. And there's that really weird fucking footage of her.
Yes.
In an elevator, and then she was found dead, drowned in the water tank on the roof.
Yeah.
Which can only be like closed from the inside.
Yeah. I've seen that. I've looked into that.
It's so weird,
That's
man.
the weirdest
It
shit.
gave me like legit chills. Like
that's
full
shit
on.
where you're like there might be some kind of supernatural. Like that's if you wanted to convince me of like supernatural shit, give me that story. That's like the closest it gets.
Yeah, man.
Like, it's fucking scary.
Do you know what that shit like as well is like? Because I read the story and then I went and found the video, and there was loads of versions of it on YouTube, and I was watching it, and I got this sensation that I hadn't had since I was a kid, where I was watching a video that was like kind of scary on the internet, and I'd be watching it and I'd be like, when you've got the butterflies in your stomach and you kind of think, whoever put this video up is fucking with me. There's a jump scare coming or something. Yeah. This tension can't be building and then leading towards nowhere. But then, no, that's it. You just watch this harrowing video of this woman seemingly losing her mind in an elevator, like moments before her death. And it just ends and you're like, oh, you just left unsettled.
Isn't it a thing where she like had no previous
there was no mental health issues whatsoever. She wasn't on any medication or anything.
She just lost her goddamn mind.
Just lost her mind. Yeah. And it looks like she's
that.
talking to someone in the video.
Yeah.
But it looks like she's talking to someone outside of the elevator.
Now, who could she be talking to that we wouldn't be able to see?
Like
that we just watched a movie.
I'm feeling like Soul Reapers or Hollows. Surely,
she got caught by a hollow.
She got caught by a hollow,
dude.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
it's
definitely a hollow.
Basically written in stone.
And you know what? I bet when they dug her fucking body out of the water tank, the hollow was in there with her,
dude.
And it's the one that closed it from the inside, but they couldn't see its dead body.
No, it was still alive.
It's still alive. It's just hanging out.
Waited.
Just waited.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what the worst part about that story to me is?
What?
Is they only found it because people started to complain about how the water tasted weird.
And how it was like brown and shit. Oh.
And then you're like, that's like bits of people.
Yeah.
That's like bits
Jesus.
of dead.
Oh, I forgot about that fucking aspect of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's rough out,
that's
man.
Horrible.
Man, you would be like traumatized. You would
never
you
drink
would
tap
go
water
around
again.
telling people for the rest of your life, if someone like offers you a glass of tap water, you'd be like, no, I don't drink tap water. And they'd be like, why? And they'd be like, oh man, I drank that Eliza Lamb water. I drank Eliza Lamb.
You think anyone up there was kind of like, maybe I should bottle some of this. This might
this might become a
commodity. Like you could sell this at some point. Step right up. Eliza Lamb water.
Oh god. Wow, what a fucking horrible world that would be, wouldn't it? Oh my god.
Hey, people are always selling like weird, like fucking Gacy.
William
John Wayne Gacy,
Yeah.
his paintings and shit, like they're all flying around. He did all those paintings. They probably cost money now, right?
Wait, what paintings?
You know that the murderer, John Wayne Gacy, not the guy from Fargo,
No, then no.
not William H. Macy.
Okay, well then no.
John Wayne Gacy was a murderer who dressed up as a clown.
Oh,
Not
wow.
while murdering. He went to children's birthday parties.
Oh shit! I do think I've heard
Yeah.
of this guy actually. Yeah. Yeah.
He did paintings of himself as the clown, and I feel like those paintings probably like
Oh, absolutely,
worth money now.
absolutely worth a shit ton of money,
Yeah.
and
which is fucked.
and they belong to like really rich versions of weirdos like me, who are undoubtedly weirder because they're rich.
Yeah,
You
that
know?
just makes you weirder.
Yeah,
Yeah.
without a doubt. So they have that shit. They have it hanging on their wall. They definitely tell everyone who comes over. You know.
Do you think they like glance at it while they're having a wank?
Oh God! I didn't expect it to go there.
Well, I've got my Metal Gear Solid posters.
That's what it's there for. You got the dual screen computer.
Got the
you
dual
know, and
screen
you got two different
I've
porno
got- I've
videos
got
going on at a time, and then
Easy Rider up here.
just as you reach the climax, you spin the computer chair around. You have a good look at Solid Snake, and everywhere.
All right, Dara. Actually, that's Big Boss. That's not Solid Snake.
You fucking nerd.
Solid Snake is actually a clone of Big Boss.
Oh,
All right.
really?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Okay, how the fuck can you tell the difference? Can I ask?
Well, because
'Cause
that's not
he's
even
a clone.
That's Venom Snake in that one. He's a different guy entirely now.
Okay. Okay.
But Big Boss, he's got the eye patch.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Who's the guy with the glasses?
That's Kaz.
Kaz. Okay.
Yeah. Kaz is like his buddy.
Right.
He's just his friend.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's nice. Everyone needs a friend. I'm
he's-
sure it's stressful being the big boss. You know?
Definitely.
He needs someone to kick with.
Yeah,
You know?
for sure. It's definitely pretty stressful to be Big Boss.
How was your week, Brian?
My week was good. Played a lot of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I'm 94% complete on my little like progress bar that it shows up.
That's fucking crazy. I've never been that far into a video game in my life.
I feel like I'm very close to just dropping it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to see you finish it, to be honest. For me.
Finished the story, which I hadn't done the last episode that we recorded. Story's really good. The last boss is really good. Ooh, sorry, I have my microphone. I'm a little bit colder on it now than I was last week. I was very into it last week, and I think it is a fantastic superhero game. And it's like probably the best Spider-Man game. And it's really fun to like swing around and stuff.
Yeah.
But I just feel like there's not enough content in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I had the game for maybe day and a bit when you came up for the last podcast, and I was on like 70% at
That's
that point.
true.
Like you can blast through that game extremely quick,
Yeah. Yeah.
and a lot of what is there, some of it feels a little bit like busy work that just doesn't. And like what you will do, like it'll be like, oh, get all the pigeons, get all this, and then all you'll get after doing that is just XP, and that's never
Yeah. It's satisfying.
like stick a costume in there that I can get like you're very dressed up as a pigeon or something. Like
Yeah.
just stick some weird shit in there, like that's actually a reward. That's not just
Yeah.
you leveled up.
Yeah.
And like in this game, leveling up really doesn't matter. Like it just doesn't.
Yeah. That's fair enough.
But it's a good game, and playing as all the different like costumes and stuff is really fun.
Yeah, for what it's worth, it seemed like a great game to me as someone who doesn't play games. It seemed like just great fucking crack.
I think you would like it.
Yeah, just the
I think it has the best
swinging is
combat.
so satisfying.
It has better combat than the Arkham games.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, I think the Arkham games are a bit simplistic.
See, yeah, but you see, you're definitely onto something there. However, when I tried playing Spider-Man the other night, at no point whatsoever did I at all master the combat to any degree.
It takes a little bit.
I didn't get it at all.
But that's good. I feel like you want that.
It
in a
probably
combat
is,
system.
but like I picked up on the swinging and stuff, no problem. I well, not no problem, but after a minute or two,
it's
I
pretty
figured it
intuitive,
out.
Like,
But whereas with Arkham, like I've said before, I suck at video games, but I can play the Arkham games.
see,
you know?
the problem I have is I also picked up on the Arkham combat like immediately, but by the time you're 3 games in,
Yeah.
you're like, man, I kind of wish that there was more to this.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
Spider-Man, like I only like now that I'm doing the like mop up at the end,
Yeah.
have I like really fully mastered the like combat system.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And it feels way more satisfying when I put down like 15 enemies really quickly without breaking my combo. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
It makes you
yeah.
feel really good when you've done that.
Yeah, yeah, I get you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, there's definitely a deeper level of satisfaction to be gained from it. But like for someone like me who's just not gonna put
That's
the
fair.
work in,
Yeah, yeah.
you know,
that's totally fair.
I would
But you
would
can also
probably hit just a roadblock in that game where like the enemies just become harder to beat than I am capable of beating them.
Also, I think I'm playing on hard as well. Which
Oh, yeah?
is probably.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Or maybe I don't know. I can't remember. I definitely didn't pick easy because I usually pick easy
Yeah,
because I'm lazy and I'm like I just kind of want to play a game.
yeah.
I don't
of
want.
course.
Yeah.
I
that's weird,
always
'cause-
pick easy, and I have no shame about it whatsoever. I'm trying to have a fucking good time. I pick easy, and I suck at it a lot of
Yeah,
the time.
yeah.
So,
I have no like. I need this to be hard for me to like have a good time. But I'm kind of but like Batman was too easy, if you know what I mean. Like I just blasted
Yeah.
through that without any issue, and I was like,
Yeah. yeah.
I need a little bit of something. But then also I'm really into like really hard games as well. Just
Yeah.
I'm
yeah.
kind of I switch between one end of the spectrum and the other. Like I've been playing a lot of Dark Souls recently because of the re-release on PS4.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That game can still kick your ass if you're not taking it seriously.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I don't know. It's but like that's another thing we've discussed quite recently is that I think you do, there's no doubt in my mind that you just have like a more you have more of an intuitive nature when it comes to video games. It's easier
Than
for
you.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
been playing video games since I was like
yeah,
6.
Yeah, so like you have that
I can remember
thing.
the first time I played a video game.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
When was it?
I was 5. I was in my uncle's
Was it
house.
fucking Spyro?
It was Road Rash.
Road Rash?
Some shitty motorcycle racing game on the PS1.
Yeah.
And I remember as a 5-year-old, like they put the controller in my hand and they were like, press this to go
Yeah.
and then this to move.
Yeah.
And I was shit at it
Yeah.
because I was a 5-year-old and it was my first time playing a video game. But I remember playing it and I was like, this is better than toys. This is definitely better than toys. And ever since then, I've just been...
Man, I fucking love toys. I was all
I love
about
toys too, though.
I-
I love Bionicles.
I liked Bionicles.
Because you could take their limbs off.
Yeah.
If they have a fight, like
yeah,
you
you
can,
could
like,
just actually damage them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I used to fucking like up until the age of like 16. Yeah, probably about 16 was when it stopped. I would like actively I would play with the toys with Harry. Harry would like come home from school and my mom would be like, "Okay, he's done his homework. You want to play with the toys?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, let's
Dude.
play with the fucking toys." And I'd come up with all these stupid stories that like for all the characters. Like he had like all these Ben 10 aliens,
yes.
and I would just make them into new characters in a whole new setting and stuff. And
See, this is the problem. I have younger relatives
mm,
who are like, sometimes we babysit, and then it's like, okay, Brian, you take this little boy and like basically entertain him so he
Yeah.
doesn't just tear up the carpet or whatever little kids do. I don't fucking know. I've never had younger siblings. So I like, get this kid and I'm like, all right, this fucking whatever. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, hey, do you want to play with toys though? Because like, it's been so long since I've played with toys, and there's still a part of me that's like, I want to play with fucking toys.
yeah, man.
But then he's just like, do you play Fortnite? And I'm like, ah, fuck.
Yeah, I do.
I don't.
I don't think you do. No,
I've never played Fortnite.
That's
I have no
crazy.
interest in it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he's into like Minecraft and Fortnite.
Fortnite is it's like hyper competitive gaming, really. Like it seems way
Yeah.
too competitive for me. I wouldn't.
I don't get any some multiplayer. Like I used to play Call of Duty back in the day, and that used to be a lot of fun. But I used to play with people.
Yeah.
I have no interest in getting into an online game by myself. That just doesn't seem fun. I'd rather just play a single player game. And eventually, like with Dark Souls now, I don't need the sound on.
Yeah.
I've played
yeah.
I've beaten Dark Souls like 8 times.
Yeah.
Now when I play it, I turn the sound off and just like try and start a new game and see how far I can get in the 2 hours this podcast lasts. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I getcha. I'll still kind of be like that with Batman, which is weird. But then again, I haven't had an Xbox in a while, so I haven't played it in a while.
Outside of Spider-Man though, I haven't really been touching video games.
Yeah.
I've been watching a lot of comedy specials and podcasts and stuff.
Yeah.
I watched Bert Kreischer's Wait, I might have talked about that last week.
I don't think you did actually.
Secret Time,
Yeah.
his Netflix special. It's
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah. I watched it too with Austin. I don't know. I enjoyed it, but I don't know if I was in the perfect headspace for it.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it might have been. I think I might have watched it like. No, I think it was a little bit before picnic actually. But it was. But
Yeah.
I was too tired or something.
Yeah.
And
That's
I don't.
fair.
It was really weird my response to it because I felt like not all the jokes landed. I felt like there was a bit of faffing about in it, but I also remember like a lot of moments where I thought it was really funny and I thought that it ended really strong, which is weird because I can't remember the fucking
don't
the last
think I
joke.
can remember the last
but
joke either.
But I remember it. I was like, that's a fucking great way to end the special.
I've run into an interesting problem now because I've watched maybe 10 comedy specials in the last like week and a bit.
Yeah.
And I run into this problem where I'll remember a joke that I thought was really funny and then struggle to remember which comedian said it. I watched Ari Shafir's Double Negative on Netflix. I really like that.
Yeah.
He's really funny. I watched a bit of the first part of that collection and I was like, I don't really like this. And then I went back and watched both of them again and I was like, I don't know what I thought. I don't know why I didn't like it the first time because it's really good. Ralphie May, I watched 2 of his specials. Also really funny.
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, me and my dad are working through his earlier Netflix collection. And then we're going on to Equanimity. And
nice.
because I watched Equanimity and the other one, the newer one.
Yeah.
But we watched it in a big group of friends.
Yeah, yeah.
And in my head, I was kind of like, I'd rather kind of just be like chatting.
Yeah, yeah,
and like hanging out instead of all sitting silently watching like 4 hours of Netflix specials. So I was kind of just a little bit like, I'm not really enjoying this right now.
It's the same thing where you're as me with the Bert Kreischer, where you're just not in the perfect space for it.
But after watching the other one, I feel like I'm going to go back and really enjoy it.
Yeah, I really enjoy his 2 fucking later next Netflix specials, which is
everything I've heard from them.
Equanimity, and what is the word with the bird?
The bird. I can't
Revelation.
remember.
Bird Revelation.
Bird Revelation.
But the fucking
that's the smaller. Like,
yeah,
that's
the one
in the
where
comedy
he's in
store.
Comedy Store. Yeah, that's a really interesting special. I find that to be. I really enjoy that special because it's not like it is. Don't get me wrong. It's very funny. It's Dave Chappelle. It's very funny, but it doesn't open like a special. It opens and he's just already on stage talking.
Yeah, yeah.
And then it ends with like a 5-minute rant that's not very funny.
No,
it's just kind of important.
That's I think even I was listening to Tom Segura talking about it and he was like I wouldn't count that as a comedy special.
Yeah.
It's like a whole different thing.
Yeah. It was really interesting.
Which I'm interested to like actually sit down and watch that.
Yeah. I do. I really enjoy it. I
watched
the
2 Netflix Chris D'Elia specials.
Oh, how are they?
I like them.
Yeah.
I could see why maybe other people might not.
He fucking annoys me. There's something about his the
Really?
way he talks. The way he's all like, "Oh, I know, I was I knew."
I like his like cadence. And
yeah.
He's good on podcasts. I've seen him on quite a few now.
Yeah.
He was on Tom Segura's podcast recently and Bert Kreischer's podcast.
Right, makes sense.
Both really good episodes of both of those podcasts.
Yeah.
And so I saw him there and then went and watched him on Netflix.
Yeah.
And like it's not like, and I know he complained about people saying this to his face, like they'd walk up to him and be like, "You're really funny, but not like Eddie Murphy funny. You're just kind of funny." And he was like, "What the fuck does that even mean?" But it's not like Tom Segura level of like special where you watch it and you're like, "Oh shit,
yeah,
this guy might be up there."
Yeah, yeah.
Like, because I actually rewatched one of Tom Segura's specials just because I was bored.
Yeah.
I wanted something on in the background while I was doing something.
Yeah.
And like, man, that dude just is a fucking murderer on stage.
Yeah, he really is. Yeah.
And I rewatched Joe Rogan's
Triggered.
Yeah, Triggered. Yeah. That's a really good special
it
too.
Is, yeah.
There's some really good jokes in that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Your man, do you know what I think might be a big fucking downside to your man, Crystalia from me?
Crystalia, yeah, that's how you say his name.
Is it
Yeah,
really?
I think it is.
I've always been fucking just shooting
I've
in
been
the dark
fucking
with
it
that,
up.
but cool. He fucking the first exposure I had to him was he had a show on Comedy Central. I think it was called like How to Be Single or something.
Oh, I think I've heard of that.
And that was like the first thing I ever saw of him. I didn't know he was a comedian. I only actually found out he was a comedian in the last like 2 months.
Well, he started as a
Up
scriptwriter.
until then, as a scriptwriter.
His dad's a director.
Yeah. Up until about 2 months ago, I didn't think he was a comedian. All I ever thought of him as was, oh, there's that guy from that really unfunny show. Yeah. He's just he to me it's just he's always been the main character from that unfunny show that I never wanted anything to do with, and I would see trailers for it and be like, this seems so shit. And then like late at night I'd be like, God damn it, they're showing this stupid fucking show. I wish they were showing something better. Yeah,
I tried to watch some Mark Maron stuff, and like he opened it with like, here's the thing about Trump, and immediately I was like, that's kind of done.
Yeah.
Like just feel like that's I deleted Twitter off my phone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because what kept happening was I'd wake up in the morning. Sorry, I got really close to my microphone there for no reason. I'd wake up in the morning and scroll through Twitter for like 2 hours before I got out of bed.
Yeah.
And then I'd also scroll through Twitter and like read all of this negative fucking shit, and then wake up and be like, what's the fucking point?
Yeah. Bad way to start the day.
So I've deleted it off my phone. I kept like, I'd sit down to take a shit.
Yeah.
And sit there for like 5 minutes more than I needed to, just because I was scrolling through Twitter.
Yeah.
Basically, getting out of bed and taking shits have become a lot quicker.
Yeah. See, I never did that with Twitter. I've never been big on Twitter, but I definitely get what you mean. I frequently like I'll set my alarm and be like, okay, if I get up at this time, I'll have an hour to get ready before work, and then my alarm will go off at that time. I'll be like, yeah, I'm awake, and I'll just keep scrolling my phone for like 20 minutes. And it's stupid because I never get anything out of it. I never feel satisfied by it. If anything, it just makes me have to rush.
Yeah.
You know, there's no satisfaction. So I'm trying to totally stop that shit now. I'm trying I leave my phone on the floor, like under a little chair.
Yes.
So I have to like get up and fumble for it.
That's a really good one. I put my phone over on like my bedside, not my bedside, my dresser, or like it's not a dresser, it's like a cupboard.
Yeah.
I put my phone over on that, so then when the alarm goes off, you have to physically get out of bed and grab it. And by the time I've done that, I'm like, oh well, I'm up now, so I might as well just fucking go. My sleeping pattern has gotten way better over the last like week. Yeah, I've done a lot less like going to bed at 5 in the morning and getting up at like 3.
Yeah, nice.
I've been trying to like turn that back around.
Yeah.
So that's been my week basically.
Yeah.
I don't think I've.
Did you know what I watched? Actually, I should have brought it up on my week.
What did you watch?
I watched fucking Pop Star. I think it's like it's got a subtitle.
Andy Samberg.
Yeah, it's the Andy Samberg film. Have you seen it?
No.
It is fucking hilarious.
Is it?
It's so fucking
Oh, that's good.
funny.
I've been kind of on the fence about it.
Man, so was I, right? Can I just say, I saw a trailer for this film like maybe a year ago, and I watched the trailer for it, and I was like, that looks half funny, but it also looks really stupid.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's a shame, because I would like that for that to be funny. I like Andy Samberg.
Yeah. Brooklyn Nine-Nine is a fantastic show.
It's a great show.
And also, he's a great character in that show. Yeah,
absolutely. And then a year went by, and I never heard anything about the fucking film again. Yeah. And then it was just up on Netflix. Yeah. And I was like, fuck it, I'll give it a go. And at the first 10 minutes, I was still like, is this funny or weird? And then after that, I was swept away by the insanity of it. It is so funny.
I'll watch that then.
Yeah, do. I'd be excited to hear what you think.
Oh, another thing I did this week, I turned 23.
Oh shit, that's right.
Yeah,
Happy birthday,
that was the
Brian.
Thing that I did.
I haven't actually said that to you in person yet. Happy birthday.
I didn't make like every other year I've done like a party or something, and this year I was just like, nah.
But you also mentioned you were like, oh, I might do a party.
I think instead we're just gonna watch Conor McGregor's fight when that happens.
Yeah.
And
felt like that was probably going to be the sitch.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
23 is The
Nothing.
same as 22.
Yeah.
Everything's still kind of shit. You're directionless.
I keep forgetting that I'm 22 now.
Yeah.
It's a bit annoying because 21 was just so much more of an age to be. You know?
Yeah.
Like, if people ask, I'll be like, "Oh, I'm 21."
That's
But now it just feels like fuck all. I've got no news. People are like, "Oh, how old are you?" I'm like 22. They're like, "Oh."
I described it to, I think it was just a group chat that we have, where I said 23, it's like you're not quite 25, so you're not halfway through your 20s yet, but you're far enough in that you start questioning like what the fuck you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, makes
So that's
sense.
been fun.
I know. That's what I've been doing for my week.
I got Photoshop. That was
yeah,
a
you
birthday
have.
present. Photoshop and Premiere Elements. So I don't know. This episode might be 1080p.
Yeah, who knows?
But probably not, because it like doesn't make any difference to a still image, and it's easier to upload 720p.
Yeah, man.
Just know that it could be if
we fucking wanted it. If we had the time to set aside for this.
Yeah.
Man, you have been photoshopping a load of great, hilarious images since you got Photoshop. It's been great crack. One of which, if people want to check it out, it's on my Instagram.
Yes.
Is an amazing picture, because I was having a conversation with you about how I was like, oh, I'm just gonna go into work, I'll go into the gym, down some pre-workout, and then crush it, and then go to work, or some stupid bullshit like that.
Yeah.
And then you photoshopped a picture of me, like, onto like a glistening ripped body.
I googled bodybuilder.
It's amazing. And then you photoshopped like in a tub of pre-workout that I'm just like pouring directly into my mouth.
Yeah, it's like a cloud coming out of it all over your face.
Oh man, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
I put that up on Instagram. I think it's on like 40 likes now or something. By far the fastest I've ever gotten likes for anything on Instagram.
I changed my profile picture to celebrate me getting
right.
it, and it's me in the Oblivion guards armor. That's like the most quickly liked thing I've ever put up.
It's so funny. It's great.
Yeah, Photoshop is more fun than video games. Because you end up making... I photoshopped myself in with Stalin.
Yes, you did. That was a good one. That was a
jumping
really
off
funny
a cliff.
He took for anyone who's like a long
Previous
time
listener
to this show, he took the picture of me replicating the dick card, one of the dick cards in the pack of cards I got from Amsterdam.
Oh yeah.
And he cut me out in that weird position I'm making, and then he like threw me off a cliff.
You're like jumping. You're like
I'm like
diving.
jumping. I'm diving. But like you put like I'm blurry. It's weird.
I gave you a blur, so it looks like you're like mid-fall.
It's great.
Also, I just uploaded it to the group chat one morning and wrote immediately after, Dara, no.
It was great.
Yeah, I like just having ideas and then like just spitting them up there.
Yeah,
it was one of me as a centaur running away from lava.
Yes,
because I was just like, I'm gonna see how many like different things I can do.
I really liked the one where you're like a giant man towering behind a
that's
castle.
Attack on Titan. I'm the colossal Titan.
Yeah,
looking over the wall at the main character.
It's fantastic.
That's on Austin's Facebook page.
Yeah.
It's his like cover picture.
And you're wearing a Hawaiian
shirt that I bought in Japan.
It's spectacular. Oh man, yeah. So Photoshop, really fucking glad that you got that shit.
I haven't really had a chance to like work with Premiere Elements at all because, well, am I going to edit like a video of me standing around?
Yeah.
But I've already used that quite a bit, so that's going to be very handy.
Nice.
Hopefully for this episode of the podcast, I'm probably going to use it for that.
Yeah, man. Fucking crank it out. See what you can get.
Also, the new like the template for the picture now for the podcast means that I don't have to like redo that in MS Paint every time.
Yeah.
And I can actually scale the pictures the right way.
Because the uploading process is actually a bit of a fucking pain in the hole. Only a little bit. Most of the time it's fine, but sometimes we just put it off until like the very end of the night, and it's like 4 a.m. and we're just sitting there being like, I don't know, man. What else did we talk about? Just trying to come up with tags.
Oh.
Like, oh man. The tags I put up for the Oshin episode were like like very minimal. To be
Oh,
honest.
last week I barely did any tags.
I don't blame you at all.
Yeah, because I was like, if this one isn't found by
Hey, you're
people,
like, what did we talk about? Rape.
But oh my god! But I was very happy with the picture last week.
The picture was fantastic.
I was very happy with that.
No, that was the perfect representation of what was to come. Oh man, yeah, no, that's great.
Yeah, so hopefully Photoshop helps out with all that. I have to pee.
Man, already.
I feel like we're done our weeks. Well, I just killed that monster, which
You did?
yeah, it's done. It's gone.
Man, I've been sitting here thinking that motherfucker isn't even drinking the monster. I call him. He hasn't taken a goddamn sip from that monster. When did you clear the can?
Dara, you've seen me drink beers before. Like I just do it on impulse now. I didn't want to drink it that quick. I just did because that's just how it is, Dara.
Your right arm just has that jerk toward the mouth reaction.
Well, sometimes while I'm asleep, I'll wake up and I'm like mid motion of like trying to drink something.
Okay, so you want to pee?
Yeah, we'll pee and then get into movie talk.
Sweet.
Slán for now.
Woo!
Okay. Yeah, so I forgot there was one other thing. I found one night I was trying to get to sleep early, so I was like, I'll listen to a podcast while I sleep. That people seem to do that, and that seems to work. No, it doesn't. That's a lie.
I used to do it. It doesn't work as well as I once
No.
thought it did.
I tried to listen to Dan Carlin's Hardcore History.
Oh yeah.
And then I just ended up like being like, wow, this is kind of
You're
interesting.
really interested in it? Yeah. I used to do it with episodes of podcasts I'd already heard, and it did help me fall asleep, but I would never wake up refreshed.
Yeah, so I've just gone back to sleeping.
Yeah.
Actually, one night I went on a like scary thread, like binge, and I ended up like having to sleep with the lights on because I was like spooked. It was like a spooky image thread of like scary pictures.
Oh yeah.
And
how scary are we talking?
like, pretty scary. Like there was one, and it was this guy who robbed graves, children's graves, and took like he'd take the bodies and like wrap them up in cloth, like mummify them as if they were like dolls, and like keep them around his house.
Jesus.
Yeah, and the dolls are really creepy looking. Like
This
I
is
think
like
it
a
was
real dude. Like.
Yeah, the police like searched his house, and then they like smelled the dolls, and were like, "What the fuck?"
Oh
And
my god.
It was dead little children's bodies.
Fuck. Yeah. That's okay. Fair enough. Yeah. That's
I can't remember
pretty,
his. I think it's
creepy.
I can't remember the dude's name, but yeah. So
Fuck
that,
him. He doesn't get a shout out on our podcast.
Yeah, that kept me. He's still alive, I think, too.
What?
Yeah, he didn't go to jail either. He went to like psych or something.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah.
To be honest.
But while I was just kind of like sitting around listening to stuff and not actually trying to sleep, I found a little audio play series with like 30-minute episodes called Uncanny County.
Okay.
And it's an anthology thing, like the Twilight Zone. And it's like weird supernatural stories. But it's I heard it like the best way I've seen it described is it's the Twilight Zone, but if everything in the Twilight Zone actually went better than expected. Like if the twist happens and then by the end of the thing everyone like comes out of it like good.
Thank God.
And
for
like
that.
they always have happy endings. And
Nice.
it's just really good, and it's really well acted by people, and the twists are really good, and the ideas behind episodes are really good. It's Uncanny County. I don't think they actually have that many like followers or listens.
Yeah.
But they're on season 2, and I think it's definitely worth checking out, and the episodes are short.
I'll definitely give that a go because I'm interested in that idea.
It's really good.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely
It
sounds
made
interesting.
me think about doing some kind of audio play. That would be fun.
Yeah, I've got too many things.
Too many
brewing
ideas.
right now.
Yeah,
to be honest,
yeah.
I've still got to write that actual play. I started writing an actual just a play. So I need to
To be
finish that.
fair, Dara, do you have to write a play?
I really
I'm
see the
kidding.
thing about writing a play
Yeah.
is it'd be surprisingly easy to put on and actually just make
Yeah.
people go see.
Yeah, you could.
You know?
You could put together a play with effort.
Yeah, effort and like fairly limited funds as well. Like
Yeah.
I feel like just through a lot of people I know, I feel like I could get decent enough deals for some space.
You
or
especially, you've got some
something. I know some.
You've got a bit of
acty
a
people.
roster you can pull from.
Yeah.
When you need like help or
Yeah, with shit like that.
even
in
if you're
particular.
just like, how do I do this? You've got people that you can like ask.
Yeah, yeah, and particularly when it comes to like theater, I have a surprising amount of connections in like Irish theater, which is really weird because it's not really the area I want to pursue 100%. I would love to do something with Irish theater. I do love Irish theater, but it's just weird. So
Yeah.
I feel like it would be foolish of me not to utilize that
Yeah,
opportunity in any way.
I suppose we'll get into the movie talk,
Yeah.
will we?
Yeah, I'd say it's about time.
I left my notes over here, so I'm gonna stand up
Go for it.
and pick them up.
Good thing you're holding the mic. Like
Yeah,
a
I
professional.
realized that didn't matter. I could have just
Yeah.
got
Not
up and
mentioned it,
still,
it would have been
still
fine.
talked. Don't burp into the mic though. That would be bad. So in case you haven't noticed already, because you clicked onto this YouTube video and there's a picture and also the title, we watched Bleach.
Yeah, we did.
I like how we don't mention the movie at all.
Yeah, as if
at
it's
the
a
start,
surprise.
As if it's a
we're keeping
surprise
it
when
hype.
like it's literally called Translation Lost, Episode 22, Bleach.
Yeah.
2018 in brackets. It's directed by it's a Netflix original. It's directed
And
by
a Warner Brothers production.
it's Warner Brothers production, which is
This is some legit shit, man.
it is directed by Shinsuke Sato. There's a bunch of Japanese names here, Dara. I'm so hyped.
Let's get fucking into it then.
It's based on the manga written by Taito Kube,
Okay.
and the screenplay was written by Daisuke Habara.
Oh man, I
Habara.
fucking love Daisuke.
Habara? Yeah. It stars Sota Fukushi as Ichigo, Miyavi as Bakugo, you know, the bone hair man, and Hana Sugisaki as Rukia.
Her name is fucking Hannah.
Hana, yeah.
Ah, lads.
It's Hana.
Ah, of course it is.
Which
Yeah, but still though, Jesus, that's so funny. Yeah,
Mike.
I'm like vaguely aware of the character names in this. They're all fairly Japanese.
Except for Chad.
Except for Chad. Chad is just hardcore chilling throughout the entire film. But like Ichigo is the main guy, which like I feel like I can say but can't spell.
Ichigo Kurosaki.
Yeah,
That's
Ichigo
his-
Kurosaki. I can totally say that. And then I could never. What's the one's name? Rukia.
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 Rukia Kuchiki. Yeah. And then there's Bakugo Kuchiki.
If it's not Kuchiki, I'm sorry.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
And the love interest who doesn't fucking do anything in the whole movie.
Yeah, man, she was actually.
Is-
She didn't even have massive.
She
tits.
was a non-character. She didn't. Yeah.
You hyped
She
up
was,
that she might have massive tits. No massive tits was really disappointing.
She was a non-character.
Yeah. Isn't it weird
Orihime
when
is
Finn's
her
not
name.
here and I'm the raunchy one?
You're the raunchy one. I'm the straight man.
Queerest straight man I've ever seen. I said that really far away. It's fine. You can't even see it. I'm sorry.
That's hilarious. What do you think of this movie?
It was pretty good, man. It was
Right?
actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, legit. Because I mentioned this to you while we were watching it. The only reference to Bleach I'd ever actually known was like I knew people when I was younger who were reading it and they would kind of talk vaguely about it. But the only actual bit of information I would ever get about Bleach was by watching Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged on YouTube, and they would occasionally make jokes about Bleach
Yes.
and how Bleach is stupid.
Yeah.
So that's what I was going into this film with. Just oh yeah, Bleach, the stupid thing. But it was quite good.
Yeah, I've watched the first 3 seasons of Bleach. Haven't read it. I've never cared to read it. I like the first 3 seasons. I know enough about the next, like the rest of it, to know that it's not particularly good.
Yeah. Which is interesting because it seemed like they left it open for a sequel.
No, the sequel is like what we saw in the movie was like all season 1 stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Because it had a very, very, very clear like beginning, middle, and end.
Yeah.
And it was pretty easy for me to figure out. Like obviously you had context because you've seen the show.
Yeah.
But it was pretty easy for me to figure out what was going on just based off of.
And before people get mad because we did another movie where I've like kind of seen it, we're doing this for clicks.
Yeah, 100%. You said no as if you're backtracking and like, oh, I'm just joking.
Well, to be
We are
fair, I wanted
definitely
to watch
doing
this
for
anyway
clicks.
because I want
Yeah.
to see if Bleach is good.
I did it for the clicks.
Yeah.
But I ended up
Dara's
enjoying
a real click whore. Dara just, he's always on to me, Brian, how many clicks did we get on that last
it.
episode?
And you're like, Brian's like, man, it's views. Like, I can't
yeah, I don't
measure
even
the
know how to
actual
like
clicks.
I don't know how to. We're not like a news site. What about the clicks, Brian?
Get me pictures of Spider-Man. So yeah.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
For those who are like totally unfamiliar with Bleach, do you want to do a little rundown of the rough story?
Bleach is the story of Ichigo
Kurosaki.
Kurosaki. Yeah, beautiful.
Kurosaki.
Yeah, Ichigo Kurosaki is a high schooler. Big shock. Amazed, like starting a manga out where the main character is a fucking high schooler is. It's breaking new ground. Revolutionary
Yeah.
in the genre. But he can see ghosts. Whoa! And he's not even scared of them.
Yeah, none of them are Bruce Willis.
No.
No.
They're all just kind of dudes.
Yeah.
Or children or women.
Yeah, a
and
lot
stuff.
of them are children.
A lot of child.
A lot of
ghosts.
them are children. A lot of the people who die in Japan are children.
Well, actually,
apparently,
one of those ghosts that we thought was a child turned out not
turned
to
out
be
to
a child.
just be a whole other thing entirely. But we'll get to that.
His mother dies when he's young.
Yeah, he was there.
He was there.
It was, he didn't feel so great about it.
Yeah.
At the time, or even now, I would say he's still a little.
He lives with his siblings.
Yeah.
Who are weirdly young. Like, I feel like.
Yeah, man, we discussed this. Like,
there's like a discrepancy in how old he is. Since
massively,
his mother
because
died
in the scene, they keep going back to it where his mother dies. He's really young. He's like maybe 5 or 6, and then it like cuts to him. We assumed he could only be
at most 15.
Surely, right? Because he's in high school.
Yeah.
But then his sisters who are twins are like 5 or 6.
They're like 6 or 7.
Yeah.
I'd say. Yeah.
So it's like, were they like newborns when their ma died?
Where were they?
Yeah.
Why weren't they with their mother?
Yeah. Like and look, I suppose it's a good thing they weren't.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true. Because like, they definitely would have died.
Oh yeah, or
Yeah.
if they hadn't died, they would have just seen their mother die as babies.
That would have been bad.
Yeah, that's a fucking rough start.
You're gonna grow up as
Like at least fucking Ichigo had 5 or 6 years of toughness. You know, he'd gotten to see the real world.
So after his mom dies, his hair turns orange. And
yeah,
he becomes,
inexplicably.
And then he ages at twice the speed of a regular man.
Yeah, and it becomes so good looking.
Oh, he's so handsome.
He's got incredible bone structure.
Almost distractingly like handsome.
Legitimately. He is the most anime character looking actor I've ever seen portraying an anime character. If
He's
that makes
so
sense.
handsome that he doesn't look real.
Legit.
And because of that, the orange hair is fine.
Yes.
The bright orange hair.
The orange
doesn't...
hair works way too well.
Oh, it looks great.
Yeah. It looks really good.
It's a little bit more subtle than in the anime. It's like bright. It's like middle of that guitar orange.
Yeah.
In the anime.
Yeah.
But...
this is a sunburst guitar for those listening.
Mm.
But no, it's more like. It's more like a dirty brown with like flecks of orange.
Yeah.
It's kind of like my beard.
He looks good,
to be honest.
basically, is what we're trying to say.
he looks very well. Yeah. He's tall for Japan. You know, he's skinny. He's wearing that cool school uniform all the time.
This movie does kind of stick to the usual convention in Japanese movies where all of the cast are like really good looking.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. Some of them are little weird looking.
But even then, I would say like
still they would be good-looking people if they didn't have all that weird shit on.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
I know
definitely.
who you're talking about.
Yeah. Right.
Do
you know who's really good-looking? His dad.
Oh, dude.
His dad is fucking banging.
Antonio Banderas.
Yes, Asian Antonio Banderas, but specifically from Spy Kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And apart from that, he's Asian Gary Oldman.
Yeah, legit. Yeah, but he reminded me of that dude from
Full Metal
Alchemist. Yeah. There's just a certain type of older Japanese man who they just really fucking settle into their looks, you know?
You would like the Godzilla movies. all of them from like the 70s.
Based off of the one
They're,
I've seen.
old school like 70s Godzilla movies. Like every time, the main character is always like a kind of older, handsome Japanese man.
Yeah.
Like a Gregory Peck type, you know.
Yeah, I would say that I think the Japanese peak for physical, or at least for men, might be a bit later than for us.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think it
A lot of
genuinely
older
might
Japanese men are like really handsome.
be. Yeah, legit. Yeah, or at least carry like a distinguished charm about them that's, somewhat attractive
But
to
then
the eye.
again, you don't really see Japanese people on the street like you see white people on the street.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I've been to Japan and
Man, there was a Japanese girl in my class in the lyric. Can we like totally divert for a second?
yeah.
She was like really nice. What was her name? I have no idea. She was really nice. She was so short. Like,
Yeah.
I doubt she broke 5 foot.
Dude, I was like just a little bit above average height walking around.
Yeah.
It felt crazy. It was weird coming back here and like people were like way taller than me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine it would have been, yeah. But she had like a little pixie cut, little black pixie cut hair, and she was always smiling. She was actually a delight, to be honest. And she had like no English. Like
is this
so
a
little
missed
English.
connections going on here?
Huh?
You trying to get in contact with this?
Yeah, if you're
This
listening,
Japanese lady?
if you're listening, Japanese lady whose name I can't remember. hit me
Dara
up.
Dara would really like to meet up.
No, she was just lovely, but it was just I only bring it up.
Dara wants you to
because-
know that he thinks you're really kawaii.
Oh, I only barely know what that word means. But I just thought it was funny that she was there to learn English, right? Because I was in an
Yeah.
English course.
Yeah.
But she wasn't in any of my English classes. She was only in my drama classes.
You were probably doing more advanced English than her. She would have been learning
Probably,
it from a basic
but it was
level.
still weird that she was in my drama classes because I was like, when are you gonna need to know these terms? Like, really, if you're just trying to learn English, you don't need to, you don't need to have like an in-depth discussion about like, I don't know, just the themes
Yeah.
of race and power in Uncle Tom. Maybe you do. I don't know.
I don't know.
It was just
feels
weird.
like sprinting before you can.
Yes, exactly.
walk, you
it was
know?
just weird because she was like always at the it was like a chair, a square of chairs, and she was always at the very end. And we get to her, and she would like try and give her opinion, and I just felt really bad about it. I just felt like we were all awkwardly sitting there while she just like failed to speak English, and it was just kind of sad,
Yeah, but sometimes as well being thrown in like that.
Yeah.
Like I didn't work in Japan because I really don't have any Japanese whatsoever. As I found out once we got to Japan.
Yeah, I think you need like a starting.
Oh, dude, we were so
ground.
fucked walking around.
Yeah.
The only way you'd ever like actually have a conversation with someone was if they were drunk, because for some reason when they get drunk they start to speak more English,
That's fucking
or
crazy.
they get more confident in their English even though it's not very good.
That makes sense.
Yeah. But when I went to Germany we went on a school trip to Germany with my German class.
Yeah.
Being thrown in there for like a week. By the end of that week, you're kind of picking up on stuff more.
Yeah,
like you're kind of understanding what's going on.
When I was like 15 and I went to the Gale Talk for the first time, Oisin and I went together, but we weren't in the same house. I remember on my first day there, I was like sitting at the kitchen table in the house we were staying in, and I was sitting next to this guy. And I kept trying to have a conversation with him, and they were super strict about the Irish in this Gael school. If you were caught in this Gael talk, rather, if you were caught speaking English, you were sent home.
Yeah.
So I was like speaking to this guy in Irish because I spoke Irish, and he, much like pretty much everyone else there, was there to learn Irish because for his for school, and he had to be like, Níhigam to Bronerum, Níhigam, I don't understand what you're saying to me. And then that was it. Then we just sat in silence for the rest of the dinner. But by the end of the 3 weeks, like, he and I were like good friends. We were chatting like every day, walking to and from the bus. Being immersed in it really does fucking...
It's insane. Like, even now, I think like I can pick up little bits of German. And,
yeah.
like,
It's
know
almost
what
a
it means.
survival thing. It's
Yeah,
like, you know? Yeah. Anyway, this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
This movie, which we didn't understand at all.
And we didn't actually get into the plot of at all either, really. The Ichigo is the main guy.
Ichigo.
Yeah, I was right. Okay,
Yeah,
it's
you were
Ichigo.
right the first time.
He fucking he can see dead people,
Yeah.
and then he
Meets Rukia.
Rukia
Rukia.
Rukia
Rukia Kuchiki.
who fucking
Who is a soul reaper.
So she
That's
she
that's
fucking
what she does.
then she hunts the hollows, and they're like monsters, but only
Yeah, I can't remember what makes hollows happen.
they're just monsters. But
yeah, they're bad boys.
yeah, but the thing about them is that you can only see them if you're a soul reaper, or if you have, like, if you're just not mortal, if you're just not human.
But
you
Ichigo
know?
can see them because he's got the gift.
He has the gift, which presumably was given to him when his mother died.
Assumedly.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure. I kind of picked up on that.
But
vibe.
like I said to you about that thing about his dad later on, it could be something to do with that.
That's true. Could be.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a load of shite.
It's a load
But
of shit. It's a bad twist.
Yeah, but then
That's
what
not in the movie, by the way. That's in the manga. That's not part of the movie.
Yeah.
We haven't spoiled anything.
Is Richiko? What's her fucking name? Rukia. I just
Kuchiki.
combined their two names.
Yeah.
Rukia.
Ruchiko.
Yeah. Rukia shows up, and and then a monster shows up, one of these hollows, and she's like in the middle of fighting it, and
she gets bodied.
Yeah, she gets bodied.
Which makes you think like, where did she get this job?
Yeah, like who
obviously
trained her?
Like Ichigo takes over.
Yeah. What happens is then she's like, oh fuck, I fucked it. Here, take my power. And she gives him her power, and then he just fucking destroys the monster immediately.
All right, you must be really shit at your job if you like immediately get bodied, and then you're like, here, you, a complete beginner, take my power and use it, and then they just do it very easily, just
and then for some reason the rest of the film is like her training him.
Yeah, because she can't she can't get her powers back off him.
She tries to.
She tries to, and it doesn't work.
Yeah. So instead, she gets this glove, this magic glove, and she can like push him with the glove and basically push his soul
out of his
his physical body, and his physical body just heals over unconscious.
Which is a fun concept. I like.
It is a fun concept, yeah. But then, like when she pushes him, basically his body just falls limp and unconscious, and he falls out of himself, but he's like wearing a black robe, and he's got this big sword, and he looks dope as fuck, and that's like the Soul Reaper version of him.
They don't think they're going to do this in the movie series, but one of the filler episodes is they want to figure out something to do with his body, because it's just like there, and they're like, what are we going to fucking do with this body? Yeah. So they get like a device or like a thing off Hat Guy, who owns the store, to put a separate spirit into his body who can pretend to be just him regular. But
that's a cool idea.
But the spirit takes over his body and is like, I'm just going to take this body. And he's like a huge pervert because it's anime.
Yeah, of course.
And so he's running around trying to touch the love interest's huge breasts. And they like knock the soul out, and the soul gets put in a little teddy bear. And he's in the series then as like a little teddy bear.
That's cool.
This like pervert teddy bear running around. And he's like fun, but I don't think they're gonna do that at all.
Yeah, no, probably not.
Unless they do it in the second movie, I don't know.
Well, I don't know. They didn't do the huge tits, right?
Right.
And here's the thing, right? Is that, like I said, I didn't know anything about this going in.
They're ruining my childhood. They've taken my childhood from me and bastardized
taking all of my perverted childhood fantasies away from me. I'm never going to see them in live action now.
Do you know how important that is to a 14-year-old?
No, man, because we were like watching it and it was grand, and then you were like, oh, here comes the love interest. I bet they're going to introduce the love interest here. And you were like, I wonder if she's going to have mad huge tits. Her tits are so huge in the show, it's actually ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's insane.
And they know it in the show, and they like
reference it, presumably.
Yeah, there's fan service and stuff that goes on.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But no, she's just like a totally normal girl.
She's just a normal girl.
Which is like a good thing, really, I guess. But it's also like I'd hype you hype me up for some tits.
Yeah, she's kind of from what I remember, a useless, poorly written character who does nothing and is only there.
Well, that's fucking what she was in this.
Yeah.
She didn't do anything.
She's only there to
fucking swoon over
Ichigo. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's very pretty in this as well.
Oh yeah,
like,
definitely. Yeah, no.
Everyone is.
Yes, everybody. Yeah, literally everyone.
But well, not literally. There's some kids in there, Dara. Jesus
But
Christ.
like, but even the kids, like
No.
even the kid, no, they're like super adorable.
Oh, they're so
like
cute.
so cute.
And their voices are really cute.
Yeah. Like his little twin sisters are just these two little Asian girls with like big eyes and who always look a bit sad.
And like toddlers and shit are the fucking cutest.
Yeah, super cute.
Fucking need one right in the skull when I was in the subway in Japan, and like knocked it to the ground and immediately was like, oh fuck. But then the kid just like laughed.
That's such a fucking you thing.
I
love it.
I was like buying something at the shop and I like turned around, looking at like my eye level.
Yeah.
Obviously not seeing this kid who is like, his head is at my knee, and I just, boom. Because I'm moving with purpose. Because we're trying to get to the train, and then I just bang, and I like make eye contact with like the kid's dad, and immediately like I'm like, oh, sumimasen, which means like, excuse me, I'm sorry. And he was cool with it. He was like, it's fine. And the kid laughed.
It's fine. Give him another.
Because kids just bounce. You can body check a kid and he'll just get up.
You know what the thing is, with kids
bounce unless they see that someone else saw they got hurt.
That's it. Exactly.
Yeah.
That is exactly it, man. When I was young and I first had a little brother, every time I'd accidentally knock him over or something, I'd like look at him and be like, oh shit, and he'd be like, ah, and just start crying. But then after a while I learned that like if he like thumped the fuck out of himself, like if he fell down like half a flight of stairs, he would like look up to me to see my reaction, and I'd just go and he'd go
yeah,
and it'd be so grand, and we just move on, and he'd like
fucking
laugh hysterically and be like ow.
They're little manipulative bastards. That's all they are. Yeah. Did you ever do that thing with your younger brother where like you like something happens, like he gets like a thump or something, and just immediately you're like, oh no, you're okay, oh, don't start crying.
Yes man. Oh, I can remember a really specific example of it too, where we were on the landing of my house, like up at the upstairs part, and we were like using the rails on either side as if I was using them to like jump up. I was like holding myself in the air and like fake kicking him, and like, we were having like a ninja fight, and then I like kicked him in the chest, and he just flew back and just whacked the back of his head off a glass coffee table.
Oh my god.
And the sound of it, the fucking sound of it, and there was no looking at me for a reaction at that point. There was like that was just immediate crying, and like I like jumped on top of him and was like holding him by the shoulders, being like, you're fine,
you're fine,
shut the fuck up, you're so fine.
Oh, we used to do that. We used to play like swords. We'd have like wooden sticks and stuff, and they're every single time you play that fucking game, the game ends when you accidentally like hit your friend in the face. Like you both go in for like to hit them off each other, and like whatever way it doesn't work, and you hit him like full force with a stick in the face, and immediately you're just like, oh man, no, it didn't even look bad, dude, you're fine. You like it didn't look like it hit you that hard at all. You're good.
It didn't look like
being like, don't run home and tell your mom we were playing with sticks. We'll both get in trouble.
Man, I remember when I was like,
you got to take this one for the team.
Remember when I was like 15, I had a bunch of people up to my house a little after Halloween. It was just after I got hit by the car, actually, and I couldn't really leave the house. And I was like 15, as were all my friends. In fact, some of them were older. And we all had a big lightsaber fight in my basement.
Oh, fuck yeah.
It was great.
Oh, we used to do lightsaber fights. We used to have a bunch of lightsabers.
Yeah, man. Lightsabers were the shit. They used to be better, too. They've gotten shit now.
What was your color of choice?
I liked a blue.
As a green boy.
Yeah. See, really, in all honesty, I liked a red. But, you know, you don't want to just admit that you're drawn to the dark side of the Force.
No, you see, this is the thing. Is I had 2 lightsabers.
Oh.
Right?
Okay.
And I had one that like I didn't tell anyone that I had. So we're like pretending to fight dudes and whatever, and we're like, oh, there's droids or whatever, because I think it was the prequels right at that point. So it was all robots. And we'd all be there with our like lightsabers, and then I'd like run away.
Yeah.
And my friends would like follow me a little bit behind, and I'd be standing there, and they'd like run up, and I'd just boom, and it's a red lightsaber, and now we're gonna fight.
Oh my, that's great. That's fantastic.
I love doing that. I
I can
love
feel
changing
the
sides all the
excitement I
time.
would have felt as a child. Man, I remember.
And then you hit your friend in the face by accident.
It's
And
fucked.
you're like, oh
It's
no.
I had Darth Maul's double-sided
Oh,
lightsaber.
fuck yeah,
man.
that's so cool.
It was so sweet, and I have no idea where it went, what happened to it. I've no idea. I remember my Uncle Pori got it for me.
I don't know where any of my lightsabers went. They
Yeah.
all fucking disappeared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like your parents after a certain point are just like, fuck this bullshit. I'm fed up of him coming home having hit a new kid in the face every day.
Nah, my parents were cool with that. They were like, that's good. Kids need to do that. That's important.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
To be honest, yeah.
It is. We
Yeah.
shouldn't get your kids off Fortnite. Give them a couple of lightsabers and stick them in a dark basement for like 50 minutes. And just, whoever comes out at the end, and that's good.
Stick them in a dark basement, but just one of those light up lightsabers. That's
Oh,
the only
yes.
light they have. Harry had a really cool one that was like, it was Anakin's lightsaber, but you would press a button on it and it would change from blue to red.
Yeah.
It was so sick. Yeah, I know, we've gotten way off topic.
Jesus Christ. Bleach was a good movie.
It was a good movie.
Um,
Do you want to talk about... Hang on, I need to pee, to be honest.
I need to pee too. All right, let's take another quick break. We apologize, and we'll be right back to talk about the movie. Also, lightsabers are sick. We're back, but we never went anywhere. We've
We literally just sat here and
Yeah.
talked for a while. We just didn't want you guys to hear. We were
we
bitching
paused
about
it so
all of
you
you.
know.
Fight sequences is something we should talk about.
Dude, the fight sequences were sick.
They were actually really good, and they
Yeah.
were a little too few and far between for us because we didn't have dialogue.
Yeah.
But the stuff that was in between was still like, it was decent. Like, there was a good movie montage stuff.
Oh,
that
there was a really
pretty,
good training montage.
Yeah,
in
there was a
that
really good. There was like two
yeah.
training montages. One in which he was still shit, and one where he like perfects it.
Yeah, and you hear the music swell throughout it, and even without
Yeah.
like dialogue or anything, you're still like, yeah, he's fucking doing it.
Yeah, man, it's dope.
When he hits
you get
all the
super
bottles,
hyped. Yeah, that's
and you're like-
dope because
Yeah.
it's like he swings outward and without like there's a bunch of bottles
just
on
energy
sticks.
or some
yeah,
shit,
and just
like,
he
yeah.
like sends out a shockwave that just shatters all of them. It's dope. But
I think outside of the action scenes as well, we'll get back to the action scenes in a second, but we were just talking about like outside of that and how it's quite few and far between. It was still quite the cinematography and everything in the scenes, like the quiet scenes, was good enough that it was kind of okay to watch just to see that. Like, there was some shots in there that like I audibly was like, that's a really good shot.
yeah, same. Yeah, legit. And that's another thing, like, because the fight, like the majority of the fight scenes were not man on man. It was like
Yeah.
them versus a monster of some kind, like some massive fucking creature.
Yeah.
And I was like very surprised at how good all of those creatures looked.
Oh, dude, they all looked great. The hollows looked
Consistently.
really good.
There was one in particular, this fucking second one, the middle one, the one that had all the crazy vines and shit coming out of
That
it.
was Grand Fisher. That was the one with the little girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was...
That was the main. That was the
yeah,
main
that was
hollow.
like the main one. That one,
Yeah.
it was so cool. The
Yeah,
way it moved, the fucking design of the mask that it had, it was very Blue Meanie-esque. We
No,
can't
it
deny
wasn't.
It was, man.
It didn't look like the Blue Meanies, but you said it to me, and I agreed with you, and then realized that I don't know why I agree with you, but it bothered me for the rest of that fight.
Man, after this, we're going to look up...
You were right.
You've got a dual screen computer, right? We're going to get up a picture of the Blue Meanie, and we're going to get up a picture of that thing, and we're going to find what
Grand
it is.
Fisher is his
Grand
name,
Fisher. We're going to find the similarities, because they're there. They
That's-
definitely are.
Definitely, but how?
For those not
He's
aware,
green.
he is green. For those not aware, the Blue Meanies are like the villains in a really fucking weird Beatles movie.
Yeah, it's a Beatles
about-
movie you watch when you're a teenager.
I watched it
after-
when I was like a child, like a young child.
Me and my girlfriend watched it when we were like 17, 18.
Oh, I guess she's not here, so she doesn't deserve a name drop anymore.
Yeah, my girlfriend, not a researcher. I did the research today.
Yeah, that's
Excuse me. No, me and Ali watched it when we were like 17, 18, and we were like dumb teenagers. So we were like, let's partake in some of God's green herb and like watch the Beatles movie, and we thought we were so fucking cool.
So unique.
Because we were like, dude, that's so like deep and crazy.
I've never actually partaken in God's Green Herb and watched that movie. I only ever watched it as a young child.
Weird. Yeah,
But
same.
it
I had
appealed
watched it as a
massively
young
to
child.
me as a young
Because
child.
my dad was a Beatles fan, and he had the
Same.
he had the tape.
Yeah, man, I had the tape of that movie, and it was taped over Free Willy.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and
Good.
and the first few minutes of the tape was the scene where Free Willy finally jumps over the thing, and I would just have to fast forward through that every time.
What a shit movie.
I know.
God, I always hated Free Willy. I thought it was shite.
Yeah, man, whatever. I don't give a fuck about your whale. Like,
Yeah.
Good for you. You've got a fucking whale.
Oh, Japan just legalized whale hunting again. Yeah.
Wow.
Which is really annoying because, I wish they did it sooner. I would have loved to try some whale.
Yeah, actually, to be honest.
A lot of people are very mad.
Yeah, I can imagine they
you're not
are.
supposed to do that, but
Yeah.
man, I want to eat some whale. And the only place you can get it is in like Iceland, and it's mad expensive.
I don't really want to eat whale.
Definitely, I do.
I don't.
I feel like
I
it's
don't
more like
even
steak.
like fish.
Oh, of course, it's more like it's not. It's a mammal.
I know.
It would be like a
I know.
steak. It would be like a fatty
I
steak.
know. I would like to eat whale like once, just to be able to say I had
I'm
and
not
to
saying
know
I
what
want
it's
to be
like.
I don't want to be incorporating whale into my fucking diet plan.
Yeah.
I just want to try whale once.
Yeah. That's fair. But
Anyway,
fight sequences.
fight sequences were really good.
Yeah.
There's a human on human fight sequence
Yes.
in there.
Yeah. And
That is
there's kind of two, but they're like back to back. And the first one is like a genuinely good fight,
yeah.
where it's like a well structured fight, and there's like a
It's really
dynamic
good.
going,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's constantly switching between who's like coming out on top, and then we just watch the main character
get
fucking
stomped.
wrecked.
Yeah.
For a little while.
But
that's
that's
difficult.
still cool
Yeah,
because it really does a good job of being like, this is how out of the main character's league this antagonist is.
yeah.
Like, he's so far beyond him, it's not even a contest.
And it's a
Like,
good way of hyping up a sequel.
Yeah.
To be like, yeah, you've seen him get pretty good, but he's fucking nothing.
Yes.
He is nothing compared to this dude. This dude is just still out there.
This movie actually I has got me wanting to like rewatch Bleach.
Interesting.
Purely for the first 3 seasons and that story, because like I said, that happens at the start of near the end of season 1, and then they hype that fight up all the way up until like the end of season 3, and then it gets to that point and they finally have their like showdown.
Yeah.
And Ichigo, the main character, has like, he has an entirely new sword at that point
Nice.
that looks way cooler,
Yeah.
is way cooler, and is like the iconic sword, which is weird they didn't bring that up at all in this movie. I thought
Yeah.
they might at least throw that in somewhere, but they don't. So it
Interesting.
seems like they're sticking pretty rigidly to it, and that I feel like there's probably going to be sequels
Yeah.
because this is doing
yeah,
well. I think.
it seems to be. Fucking, well, you touched on the sword there. I really, I was surprised by how much I liked the sword as a weapon, because it looked so stupid at the start of the movie when it's first revealed. I was
Yeah.
like, wow, that is a big, obnoxious anime sword. But it's utilized well. You know, he does some creative things with it. It's fucking, I mentioned this to you at the time of the film, but like the side of the sword that is like in towards his body, it's quite thick. It's not like a blade, which means that he can like hold it by the handle with one hand, and then like push against the thicker part to like dig the blade part into someone. Oh, that's something on Brian's computer.
Antivirus.
But that's something that I really enjoyed, because it happens a lot in movies and shit where like a character for some reason or another has to put their fucking
Oh my
hand.
god, I'm so sorry.
It's alright. Has to put their hand on a blade, and for some reason it's not a big deal. It's just totally fucking normal, and everyone acts like that's totally grand. But in this, it's like justified as to how he's able to do that.
I don't know if you can see that picture from there, but that's his like new sword that he gets.
It's very scythe-like.
Yeah, it looks dope, and it's still a big sword. Like,
I can see what you mean about his fucking hair as well. Much
Yeah.
more orange.
the-
Much more orange in the anime. Yeah.
But Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't touch on that at all because that's kind of the iconic like Bleach thing is like Ichigo with his sword. But I'm glad they didn't. I'm glad they're like
actually spacing it out properly.
they're actually spacing it out properly, and it is definitely. I wrote down here actually in my notes.
Yeah.
I wrote it was a concise retelling of the beginning arc
Nice.
because they do cut out a lot of stuff. Some characters are dropped entirely,
Yeah.
but it gets all of the vital information in there in a way that feels natural to the progression of the movie.
Nice. Yeah, yeah. And, you know, it's funny, really, because when you think about it, like, Warner Brothers, I would say, are quite famous for really trying to force a fucking cinematic universe or like a series of movies
no way,
to
really?
happen. Yeah, man. I don't know if you know, but, like, they've been trying to make it happen for a while. But it's just funny to me that, like Full Metal Alchemist, for example, which we've already watched on this podcast, they clearly made a decision that like they weren't going to get a sequel. It felt like they kind of knew that.
They left it open if they needed it, but
yeah, but it felt like they put a load of shit into the film, and it didn't really feel like it had been earned.
I feel like a lot of stuff in that movie lacks impact because of how much shit they throw at you.
Exactly.
That movie.
Yeah. Whereas this was like just like a nice kind of like a little taste of this universe.
Yeah.
You know, kind of an opening chapter, like.
And I think it's a good taste of that universe. Like, it definitely paints that universe in a light where you're kind of like, I kind of want to know more about that.
Absolutely, yeah. It seems a lot more interesting than it was ever made out to me to be.
But I've always been of the opinion that the first 3 seasons of Bleach are a perfectly good anime that you could watch by itself and enjoy, and it's definitely has merit. There's a reason why it got so popular at the start.
Yeah,
It's because those first few arcs are fantastic. Like,
makes sense.
The assumedly where they're going to go in the sequel to this, the Soul Society arc, is like one of my favorite anime arcs of pretty much all time. Like, I just think it's really good.
And if when and if that happens,
we'll definitely check it out.
I'd be very fucking excited to have a look at that. Yeah.
But the thing with the swords, they only kind of just briefly mentioned that on in the movie with Renji, who his sword turns into like a big
like almost like a whip. He's like whipping it around. Yeah,
everyone's like swords have different abilities, and like they do really interesting. Like there's one guy who's blind in the anime, and his ability is he creates a huge bubble around where he's fighting, and anyone inside that bubble is also blind. So now he has
like a tactical advantage.
He has the advantage
because
he's
used to being blind.
Yeah.
That's cool. I like that.
And it's done really well.
Yeah.
And also there's like a schism in the ranks of these bad guys. So instead of just it's Ichigo fighting one after the other, they're like fighting each other. So you get to see how those different abilities stack up against one another, and like it's a really good arc, and it's just a really good 3 seasons of an anime. I don't know what it's like after that because I stopped there.
It does say it definitely, especially based off of this, I'd say it does seem very interesting, a lot more interesting than I ever would have thought it was.
Yeah.
And it seems actually a lot. It touches on a lot of stuff that I like to explore in my own writing, which is crazy to be honest.
Lots of characters with different abilities and stuff.
Like all that crazy kooky magical bullshit.
All the stuff we wrote as teenagers.
Exactly. Yeah.
And definitely Bleach was somewhat of an inspiration for me as a teenager.
Yeah.
In my writing.
Yeah.
It was like Bleach and Skullduggery Pleasant.
Exactly. See, that's what I was going to say. Skullduggery Pleasant was it for me. Like,
but it's quite a similar setup. It's a universe with like tons of characters.
Yeah.
That
and
like they're all kind of different. And
that's what I.
He's still writing those, by the way.
It's Skullduggery
that
Pleasant.
Series isn't
supposedly
over.
So. Yeah.
I follow him on Twitter.
I have not read the Kingdom of the Wicked or the like new one.
Oh, you haven't finished the series?
No, man. Which is.
I think I have those somewhere. I could give them to you. I don't know.
I mentioned this on the podcast, right? Before.
Yeah.
Derek Landy has called me out for being a dick, for borrowing my friend Emmett's copy of Kingdom of the Wicked and never returning it, right?
Yeah.
Derek Landy, if you are listening, right? Not only did I not return Kingdom of the Wicked, I never finished it, brother. All right, I fell off because all the characters started talking with the same fucking dialogue,
Oh,
the same
no.
sense of humor, and I wasn't on board with that. They can't
Yeah.
all be the funny one, Derek. Skullduggery's the funny one. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I know. Genuinely, I actually should finish that series because it's like definitely the closest I've ever gotten to reading a full book series.
That
ever.
series, I finished it, and I will say it's a good story and has a good ending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even the new one that came out, because he only brought a new one out there recently, I think.
Yeah, the new one's like a continuation.
Yeah.
But I think the 10th one ends well.
Yeah.
But he likes to fuck with the readers.
Yeah, he
where
really
like
does.
I got to the 10th book, and I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no. And like I'd be like, oh, I know that character, I like him, and then I'm like, oh, but something bad's definitely gonna happen because I understand the pattern now.
Yeah.
Everything is like not good at the end.
Man,
But it's great.
I fucking devoured those books when
Oh,
I was
yeah.
a kid. Like, I read those like I'd never read anything before.
Oh, once I got like 5 books in, after that a new book would come out, and like I would get that book and read it that day.
Yeah.
The whole book.
Yeah.
Like I would.
Full on. And
Yeah.
same. And I do
Yeah.
not read like that. I do not read like that.
I haven't read a book in quite a while.
Yeah. 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 Legit. Yeah. Full on. But
Yeah.
But this fucking film anyway, right?
Color grading was really good.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Oh, can we talk about the fucking?
Absolutely, we can.
Right.
It had anime music.
It had the most anime music you've ever heard ever. What was the fucking cracker of a line
it
in
was
that one
hype.
song?
Always remember. Well, hang on. I think I may have written it down. No, I didn't. Why didn't I write that down?
How dare you, Brian? What were you even taking notes for?
Always remember to drink your milk.
Always remember to drink your milk. I was out last night, ladies and gentlemen. I arrived here after work. I was quite tired. I put my head down on the armchair of the couch, and as we were watching the film, I admitted to Brian that I nearly fell asleep. And just as I began to nod off, I heard a lyric in the song that was being played in the background of the film say, "Always remember to drink your milk." And my eyes just opened. I was like, "What? What just happened?" And from that point forward, I did not even
When you
nearly
said it to
nod
me,
off.
when you said it to me first, I didn't realize it was like a "what just happened" thing. I thought you woke up because you were like, "They're right."
Yeah. I have forgotten to drink my milk. Wake up, Dara.
What a philosophy.
I did spill mass gainer all over my bag when I came
That's
in here.
horrible.
That's fucking really annoying, man. Do you want to know what's really annoying about it? Because I didn't complain to you about it at the time.
You didn't.
Is that I brought a pair of tracksuit bottoms with me today to lounge in while I was here chilling with you.
Yeah.
That pair of tracksuit bottoms I took off the clothes horse today because they were
Oh,
hanging up
no.
to dry because I had just washed them
Oh.
because I had spilt fucking
Yeah.
mass gainer on them. So I washed it off, and they were fine. They were perfect and lovely new tracksuit bottoms again, and now I've just fucking done it again. I'm raging.
You can borrow some of my pants.
Thank you.
I have tons. I'm a very loungy person. I buy a lot of lounge pants.
Yeah.
I spend most of my time lounging, really.
Yeah, you know what, Brian? I don't think I've seen you stand up.
Ever,
in my entire
ever,
life. You've
ever.
always been in that computer
Nah,
chair.
always.
Just wheeling around. Those like 2 times that we've like walked somewhere in Carlo, you're just like pulling yourself along.
I get a lift to your house, and I ring the doorbell, and you come out, and you're like, were you in the car in the chair?
I thought you were gonna say you ring me, I come out, and you open the car door, and you're like, carry me in.
It's like that. I've been rewatching Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah.
It's Hitchcock in
Yes.
the computer chair. He's like, "Can you get those chair up those steps?" And the guy's like, "How? He's never going to be able." He already did it, and the
Yeah.
camera turns back around, and he's at the top of the
He's
stairs.
at the top of the stairs. He's tied to the chair. No.
And then he scares fucking Scully so much that he sweats and gets
breaks free.
the duct tape's not sticking because I'm so juicy. We're rewatching that show really quick as a side to this movie
Yes.
that we're supposed to be discussing.
And aside to the aside.
Rewatching that show. All right, Holt's great. Holt's fantastic. Jake is good. Terry Crews is great. Gina is great. The unsung heroes are Hitchcock and Scully.
Hitchcock.
They have some of the funniest fucking lines.
They do. They do.
I'm Tex Dallas. I'm part of the Dallas Buyers Club.
I love when they show up and he's like, and you're our associate, this Black Fred. And he's like, well, I gotta be Black Fred. He's like saying this to Terry Crews, and then they go up and like introduce themselves to the drug dealers.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm whoever, and makes up the story. And then he goes, and this is my associate. And Terry's like, Fred. I'm Fred.
It's just Fred. Yeah, that show is fantastic.
Yeah. There's another line, and I can't even remember the context of it. But I think Hitchcock and Scully are just having an argument, and Hitchcock just goes, you're just jealous because you're a basic bitch.
Yes. That's another one for that is they like push each other in the middle of that argument, and I think Hitchcock or Scully just goes, Scully's just like, you cook.
He just goes for cook.
Out of nowhere, and it's so funny.
Oh, man.
Watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine if you're listening to this. Although I think like everyone who listens to this has probably watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
I really hope so.
Anyway, Bleach.
Yeah.
Rob's Burgers.
Yeah, that's
There's
right.
a fast food chain that's featured prominently in this movie.
Very prominently. It is the spot.
We thought it was product placement for a real place in Japan.
It's not.
It's not. Doesn't exist.
Doesn't exist.
It's called Rob's Burgers.
Yeah. Yeah. And the logo is pretty similar to Bob's Burgers. Like,
but it's also similar to Moss Burger.
Yeah,
which is what I think it's supposed to be ripping off.
Yeah.
Because I don't think Bob's Burgers. Maybe. I wonder what Bob's Burgers is like dubbed in Japanese.
Ooh, weird as fuck.
Definitely.
Let's watch an episode next week.
Yeah, for sure. This week we just watched one episode of Bob's Burgers dubbed in Japanese.
Why do we always got to go Japanese with it? It could have been Spanish.
Why can't I want to see what it's like in Japanese?
Yeah, I bet it's fucking insane.
Bobby.
I would like to hear what voice actor they have for Bob.
Yeah, what's his name? It's not John Bernthal. He's the Punisher.
It's
What's
John Benjamin.
John Benjamin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder what the H stands for.
Harry.
Really?
I don't know. I guessed.
No.
Have you heard his jazz album?
No.
It's the funniest shit I've ever heard.
Really?
It's called I Can't Play Piano. And it's a jazz album with a freeform jazz band. And John Benjamin plays the piano and does like piano solos, but he doesn't know how to play piano. So it's like this really good jazz band playing, and then they'll kind of drop out and it's time for the piano to come in, and it's just shit. It's just like he doesn't even know what he's doing. He's just kind of hitting keys randomly.
That's so funny. That
And
dude's
it's a full
got
album.
an incredible voice.
Oh, really good.
Like, he was really fucking born to be a voice actor. His voice suits Sterling Archer so well that it's madness.
I've got to
me.
rewatch Archer. It's been fucking years.
It's great. Have you seen the new season?
No.
I fucking flew through that new season, man. I really enjoyed it.
Good.
And I enjoyed it a lot more than I enjoyed the last new season.
Mm.
Yeah, I thought it was fucking sad. I watched it in like way too little time. I watched an hour of it one night, and then the next morning I watched all of it in work, and then it was done.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of
crazy.
my work day left, and I was really disappointed.
That's crazy. I find Tom Segura kind of sounds like H. John Benjamin a little bit.
Does a bit. Yeah, he totally does. Yeah. Yeah.
I get that. I don't know why I get that. I just do.
I think they both just have that kind of deep, chesty voice, you know?
Tom Segura has a fucking great voice for comedy.
Yeah, he really has. Yeah, he can sell anything.
Anytime he does his like an impression of his dad,
oh,
is so
fucking funny.
Oh, you're from China.
Bombs in the bunkers.
I threw bombs in the bunkers. Are there people in them? Not when I got in there. They're just bits and pieces. Or talking to the Chinese waitress, he's like, "Where are you from?"
Yeah.
Oh, China.
I was in Nam.
I was in Vietnam. That doesn't make it. A lot fewer than when I left, if you know what I'm saying.
When he's like, ooh, I work with a black guy.
I work with a black guy.
I mean, do you know him? I thought maybe you might know him.
We're not friends. He works in my building.
Okay. Fucking Bleach, right? It's really good. Should we leave it at that? You have some notes to finish off your notes.
Just cinematography is really good.
It is.
It lulls a bit.
It does lull a bit, but I'd say it wouldn't.
But that was if you were listening,
if you knew what was going on. Yeah.
You can see a volume, the volumes of the Bleach manga in Ichigo's room in the movie.
Several times.
Yeah, several times.
Several times.
And it's very clearly
Yeah.
because Ali
Even
has
I
Ali has
recognized
those
them.
volumes.
Even I
and-
did. Like, you said it to me. Your iPad is just fucking picking up on what we're saying right now for no reason. But what did it say?
Yeah, it's Ali Mahalia right now. That's what I thought. That's so creepy. What the fuck
Really
was that
creepy.
about?
I have no idea.
The iPad that I use for emails just like
Randomly started
just
listening
Siri
to us.
started like
Yeah.
that's so fucking weird. Anyway,
But yeah.
somewhere Steve Jobs is listening to this.
Yeah.
You think he's dead? He's not really.
I was thinking he was listening to it in a
Who do you
coffin.
think keeps making those
I-
fucking iPhones? Huh? Who
He's
keeps
just-
designing the iPhone?
He's just sitting in a back room at Apple, just with a screwdriver. We fucking finishes
That's why
one,
they're so expensive.
Finishes
'Cause
one,
they're made by
fucks it
one
in a
guy.
box that's just immediately to his right.
Yeah. He has a poster in his room
That says,
that says "Even Jesus loves bad religion."
it's got Jesus on it, and he's got
And
Jesus is wearing a T-shirt that has a cross with like an X through it.
Even Jesus loves bad religion. And one other thing, all the main male characters have like accurate hair for the anime. Like surprisingly accurate. Even
Yeah.
Chad, like his
Yeah?
hair looks like that in the anime.
Chad is so crazy because you kept telling me that he's supposed to be Brazilian, and he's so clearly just a Japanese man,
he's a
and
Japanese
he's also
man.
quite a
Well,
bit
he might be
older
half
than the other
Brazilian
students.
in the anime. I
Yeah.
might be just remembering it wrong.
Yeah,
but he
maybe.
is a big tanned guy in like he's a tanned Brazilian man.
Even in this, he's a bit tan, more tan than other people, I'd
a
say.
big muscular sexy man in the anime with like curly hair. But yeah, all their hair is like accurate except for the female characters
That's weird.
whose hair just isn't that
Yeah.
accurate.
But the girl, his love interest, does have that pin. That's how you recognized her.
But she doesn't have red hair.
Or massive titties.
That's true
That's-
too. What the fuck?
I'm still upset about that, Brian.
Childhood dead.
Fucking ruined.
Dead.
Yeah. Fuck this movie. They ruined it. They ruined this franchise I've never known anything about.
No, yeah, Bleach, the movie, is a really good movie. In terms of anime adaptation, I think it's a really good retelling of the thing. The writing might be shit. Who knows?
Who knows? But I quite enjoyed it.
Visually, and the music was good, and the action scenes
music
were
was
good.
hilarious. I don't
Music
know if
was
it
really
was
fun.
good, but it was
I liked
hilarious.
it. It kind of suits that
It did. It totally. It's
trashy,
it's,
like
it,
anime style.
It really
yeah.
fit the vibe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we came off that movie way more positive than we expected. You were way more positive than I
yeah.
expected you to be.
I was way more
Yeah.
positive than I expected me to be as well. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that was good.
Yeah. Give it a fucking lash, lads.
Give
If
it a
yous are
lash. Check it
bored,
out. It's on Netflix if you have Netflix.
Yeah.
You can just check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
fucking go for it.
All right. Let's take a quick break and then get into our emails.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. We'll be back in a minute. Love
Free
you.
break pod.
We're back.
With? Oh, he's gone minor. Oh shit, man.
That's emails.
E7th males.
E7th mails. Thank you for taking the guitar, Dara. All right. We have one email from Barry this week.
Thank God you're still here.
Thank God you're
Jesus.
still here, Barry. At least I think we have one email. I'm pretty, unless someone sent an email between this afternoon and now. Yeah. So assumedly in reference to the last episode, which I watched after we filmed it to edit it quite heavily.
Yeah.
But I've already forgotten.
Especially just compared to the amount that I mean in chocolate now, I'm sorry. But compared to the amount that we usually edit, it was a significant edit.
I had to sit there the next day and I played Spider-Man and just had it on in the background. And every time, like, realistically,
certain things were said.
Realistically, every time Finn said a thing, I'd be like, all right, got to cut that out. But hey,
Yeah.
that's what we signed up for with our guests.
Yes.
This is from Barry, and he says, Gary does indeed know the sus.
Gary's all
Is
about
that
the
something
sus.
that we said last episode? I can't remember.
I definitely said it about something. I don't know what exactly, but it doesn't matter. I feel not like Gary just knows the sus in general. So.
I think Barry was working with my dad recently for his like college work. But
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Lucky
Emailing
him.
back and forth or something.
He's a
But-
delightful man.
Yeah, he is a very nice man. I'm glad to be his son.
No,
I'm proud
not
of him.
lovely, everybody.
I think he's my dad. I hope he's my dad. He's-
You look
that's-
so alike.
That's what he's fucking
Like,
been telling me for
if
23 years.
If he is
so-
not your dad, and both of you just can't grow facial hair on your cheeks at all,
he
that would
has-
be insane.
he's got, like, a
He's
full
got it
beard.
like he's got it coming. He's got it coming from like
No, he's had a full beard
along
before when I was like
the-
a baby.
yeah. But it comes low though. It works, and it's definitely a full beard, but it doesn't like cover the full cheek. It keeps
I
along
think
the
that might
line
be
of the
how
jaw
he changes,
almost.
how he
shaves
it.
Yeah, maybe it is.
Because he does grow a full beard.
Yeah, I'd like to see him
don't
like
grow a full
fully
beard because
bearded.
I'm still like a child, I guess. Although my goatee is looking, I've been admiring it in the mirror a lot lately.
Yeah.
It's looking quite thick.
I think mine's
Looking
actually
good.
gone a little unruly. I think I need to
Yeah.
go back to just stubble.
I found actually doing the mustache thing.
Yeah.
It looks better because your like mustache hair gets a little bit longer, and
Yeah.
just like I don't know, it just whatever way it balances out with your
Yeah.
chin hair ends up looking pretty good.
I've
find.
been just going at like
On
under
me
the
specifically.
chin, under
Yeah.
here,
I-
because that's where
yeah.
it gets like way too long, and then it's just totally unkept. There's no way of containing it whatsoever.
I shave all the neck and stuff when
Yeah.
I get I haven't shaved in a while
sh-
because I'm lazy.
I don't shave my neck as much as I should. I'm really lazy about that.
Gotta shave the
Really
neck because that can look
about that.
bad really quickly.
Yeah.
Neck beard shit.
Yeah, not great, man. Not great. Becca was giving out explicitly about a group of people she called neckbeards
Yeah,
last night.
That's
so-
fair. Speaking of great beards, here's
Here's
the email from Barry. Newman.
yes. Good link, man. You're fucking professional.
He does
at
have a
this
great
shit now.
beard.
He has.
He has a fantastic beard.
I saw a picture of this. It's before we jump into
He's
this.
had that beard since like first year.
Yeah, but we talked about it while he was on the show. But in I think September like 27th or something was the night that we put on the comedians play a few years ago.
Yes.
And so around this time every year, I get like Facebook notification things being like, you have a memory of you trying to promote this play. And I saw a picture of us all promoting the play.
About 17 at the time.
I was about 17 at
Yeah.
the time. So Barry would have probably been like a year older than me.
18.
18. And it was so weird seeing him in that picture and being like, his beard is so much less of a beard there.
Really?
Yeah. But in my mind, it's always been
always
like
been,
the
like, really
proper.
thick, yeah, I know.
Because it's always been way thicker than anyone else our age ever had.
Oh yeah, easily.
You know?
Yeah, he's always.
But now it's a legit styled, like properly
he
fleshed
said
out
on the
beard
last episode, I think
that he like gets it trimmed
he
or
gets
whatever.
it trimmed, which
Yeah.
that's the dream. I really want to get my beard trimmed.
Yeah,
at some
but
point.
that's the thing, man. Part of me is like, I need to strip it all back and go back to basics. And then another part of me is like, just let it grow out until you go in for your next haircut and be like, can you do something about this? Can
Yeah.
you straighten this out a little?
I have this problem where my like goatee grows out in two prongs,
Man,
like the fucking
I
devil or some
fucking
shit.
hate that shit,
Yeah.
man. I hate that shit.
And
I've
when I try
spent
and, like,
most
fix
of
it
my life
myself-
combating that shit.
When I try and fix it myself, it doesn't like work.
It doesn't work, man. You've got it. It's very even at the moment.
It's looking good now because
Yeah.
I'm keeping it like this length. I'm keeping
Yeah.
it quite short.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, but it's
Just
with
enough to
nice
give me
and
some chin
evenly.
definition.
That's
you know,
it.
that's why it's there.
Mine's here to make me not look like a child.
Because without it, I look like a thumb.
A thumb with fucking crazy amount of hair right
A
on
thumb
the top
with
of
silly
it.
hair. You gave me this haircut.
I did
It's been
actually.
treating me well. I like my hair this length
Yeah,
right now. I
Yeah.
think it suits it well.
yeah, I think so too.
Probably going to
actually.
get it trimmed soon. I might actually ask you to do that because
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't have a hairdresser. My hairdresser went out of business
Yeah, that's sad.
because I only
I'll
went to
never
her,
go out of business, baby.
because I only went to her once a year. Anyway, so sorry, Barry.
Yeah, let's
Barry
get into this
says
shit.
he quotes here at the start. I'm really looking forward to the next episode. Maybe don't. Rest in peace, this podcast's reputation, and also Austin, I guess. Which
yeah,
was a big
Austin's fucking dead. Sorry, go on. Sorry.
Rest in peace.
Sorry.
That-
He's not dead. He's fine.
That was a running gag last episode.
Ah,
I don't know.
God,
I don't know if we
laughed
brought
way
it up
too
on
hard
the
at that.
podcast. No, we didn't.
No,
We won't bring it up here either. But it's funny.
it's fine. It's fine.
Austin's not really dead. It's
No.
fine.
Just to me. Go on. Sorry. It's a joke. It's all jokes.
Thank you for saying I am nice. That's always good content. Good job as well discussing my weird Infinity Stones questions, and then in smaller text. All of your answers were valid except Finn's, obviously. I think we at Translation Lost Podcast agree with you.
With that 100%. We had a conversation about about his response in the car on the way here.
Yeah.
And we're basically like, oh yeah, I don't know where he was trying to go with that.
No.
But he never got there, really, did he?
No. No, he didn't.
Thank you for being on the show, Finn.
Thank you
really
for being on the
enjoyed
show. Yeah,
having
no,
you.
it was really fun.
We genuinely enjoyed
Also,
having
me
you.
and Finn watched the UFC that night.
Yeah, you did
as well.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
fucking savage.
Yeah.
It was really fun. The new Spider-Man sounds great. I also like to dress up my video game dolls. Even if the outfits aren't actually any good, I get such a high from unlocking new ones and deliberately picking something that isn't the default. I've had the impulse ever since I discovered that pressing select on old Super Mario Brothers game lets you play as Luigi. Functionally identical, but green. Same. I was always a Luigi boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Red Dead Redemption 2 is coming out. That's bringing the dress up your dolls to an insane level.
Yeah.
You can like choose.
Yeah,
to,
you're talking about this.
You can choose to roll up and down your sleeves, tuck your boots into your pants or not, whether or not your boots have spurs. Like crazy shit.
I didn't actually give you my take on this, right? Sorry to interrupt, Barry.
Oh yeah.
But
yeah.
if I were designing this cowboy guy, right, with just some of the things you've mentioned to me, I would say boots tucked in, sleeves rolled up, but only like below the elbow, just below the elbow. That's
you
where
need
I'd
to
want
wear
them
a
rolled up
jacket
to.
in colder climates.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'd wear a nice long black jacket probably, something good and heavy. I feel like he'd have a hat, but he'd have a ponytail coming out from behind the hat.
Okay.
And I think he'd have like a really, really good goatee and like stubble on his cheeks, kind of like the way I do now.
Okay.
I don't have a better goatee than mine.
I'm going to be really fat and dirty and have a big beard and long hair, and I'm going to steal people's hats. And that's going to be my whole thing.
Every fucking time I come here, you're going to be wearing a different hat.
Yeah, yeah.
I took off that guy. See him over there?
I've got to be just running around stealing people's hats, and people are going to know me as the overweight and fat, dirty hat bandit.
I love it.
As it happens, my household has also started watching Star Trek The Next Generation.
Oh my fucking God.
We started over dinner, and usually we're all half doing other stuff by the end of the 40 minutes. Good show to make jokes about. My favorite is Data. He's shaped like a friend, an angular friend. That show is great, but it's
that description is great.
Yeah. Data is an angular. Data is basically Mark Zuckerberg. A robot who's trying to learn how to be human. But he even looks kind of like it. Someone did a Photoshop of Mark Zuckerberg to like have the white skin and yellow eyes that Data has, and like you're like, oh shit, he looks like he could be in there somewhere.
Mark Zuckerberg, like you watch that guy talk and you're like, do you know how inhuman you sound?
I think he has some kind of high functioning like autism.
Oh no, he 100% does.
Yeah.
There's no fucking doubt in my mind. But what I just want to know, is he aware of the difference? Can he hear it? Can he recognize it?
Also, I think that Mark Zuckerberg is doing really well for himself, and none of the jokes really affect him.
No, he's doing really well for himself.
And I find them very funny.
I find him.
No, I like when they take the video of him doing stuff and add in like robot noises.
Yeah, same.
Like
I do enjoy that.
Like when he's eating the toast.
I do like him as a meme, but I worry about him. I feel like he's a really fucking stupid, spoilt, rich college kid.
He's not though, because he's kind of self-made. Like
he's pretty self-made,
but also he definitely came from
the circumstances around him becoming self-made. Like how self-made is he really? Like, how much is Facebook really his thing? There's an entire movie that details how he pretty much stole the idea, and he just greenlit it. He was like, yeah, that's how it happened.
Yeah, but that movie has Hayden Christensen in it, so...
Does it?
Yeah.
Who's Hayden Christensen in it?
He's like his best friend, I think.
That's wrong. No, that is Andrew Garfield.
Is it Andrew
Garfield?
Garfield?
That's Andrew
I
Garfield.
think it's Hayden Christensen.
No, it's definitely Andrew Garfield.
All right, we're Googling
Yeah, watch it. Fucking Google it. I am excited to watch
Sorry, Barry,
you.
We're still mid fucking...
I'm not sorry at all, Barry. I can't wait to see him realize that this is Andrew Garfield.
Reznor.
I am just so 100% certain. I'm so certain that I'm surprised you're still Googling it.
I see him there. That's
it's
definitely
Andrew Garfield. Yeah. Thank you very much.
It's been years since I watched that movie.
But that's what I'm saying. Like Do you see what I mean about how, like that? It's just a very bratty way to self-make yourself.
I feel like we're getting off in the weeds here
We
about Mark
definitely are.
Zuckerberg, who is a robot man
Yeah,
and
you
maybe
know,
also a lizard person.
Yeah,
Who
but
knows?
look, man. All I'm saying is that it's been a while since this podcast went after someone. Fuck Zuckerberg. He's done. He's the new Schwarzenegger.
We're coming for you, Zuckerberg.
We're fucking coming for you, Zuckerberg. It's over. We can't fucking take him down.
Oh,
but
no.
fuck him. Anyway, right, come on. Let's
I
move
feel
on.
like both of us could take Zuckerberg in a fight.
Oh, in a fight, yeah, in like a physical fight. Assuming like his armed guards are nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, we're not threatening Zuckerberg's like at all right now. But if he wanted to go,
But if you were in the room,
if Zuckerberg, look, all I'm trying to say is if Zuckerberg wants to take one of us on in the octagon, we're down.
oh
And,
man,
you know, it's
Night
up to
or
him
day.
now whether or not he is
man enough.
yeah, whether
He's robot enough to accept that challenge.
Like, is he man or is he a coward? Like, that's really the question we're asking here.
Man,
right?
robot, or coward? That's
So,
how we're gonna promote the fight.
Yeah, Star Trek Next Generation is great. Data is also my favorite character. He has a lot of fun episodes. The episode where he's trying to figure out comedy is a standout for me. I think that one's very funny. Finn is very wrong about there being no good 3D platformers, and then in brackets, obviously.
Can I just say again? Sorry to interrupt.
That's all right.
Barry.
We're back to the email
Yeah,
now. I
again,
was quoting
sorry
Barry
to
there.
interrupt, Barry, but I don't know anything about video games, so I didn't feel qualified at all to comment on that when he said that. But I did. In my head, I was like, "That's a massive statement."
He's
Like,
entirely wrong.
That's like I feel like there's a fucking lot of 3D platformers.
But also, now that he's not on the podcast and can't like refute me on this, I feel like he knew he was wrong and was just saying that,
just trying to stir shit.
just stirring shit. But I would like to specifically support Dara on his Spyro claims. I have played 2 Spyro games, not counting those weird Elijah Wood reboots. Yeah, Elijah Wood plays Spyro in like the reboot like games. Yeah.
Wow. Right.
Yeah.
Which claims of mine is he supporting? Is he, Barry? Do you like the monkey level? Is that what I'm at?
No,
That's what I'm
what he's
asking.
saying
That
is
shit's the absolute bomb.
He's played the very first Spyro and the one on Game Boy Advance that was fucking awesome. Handheld Spyro solidarity, Dara.
Thank you, man. I remember that shit, and it was
Did I
legit.
talk shit about handheld Spyros?
Yes, you did. No, you talked shit about a Spyro that I played that I couldn't fucking remember from like when I lived in
Enter
Dublin.
the Dragon.
I don't
The
know.
PS2 one.
I don't know. I lived in Dublin, so it genuinely could have been PS1. I don't know. Like, it was a very fucking long time ago. I told you about this, but my sister rang me while I was in work today. And she was like, "Hi, Dara. Sorry, I know you're working, but I'm sitting here with Mum, and I just needed you to back me up on something. Do you remember when we lived in Dublin, and Mum used to leave us at this house just once or twice, it didn't happen that often, with these people, and we didn't really know them?" And I was like, "Yeah, and we played Spyro." And she was like, "Yes! Yes!" My mother was like really strongly denying that had happened.
Yeah.
Like, she has no idea who those people were. She can't remember us leaving us in their care, but it definitely happened. It just definitely happened. I'm kind of curious now.
Thank you very much, Barry, for that email.
Is that the whole email?
That's.
Well, thank you. That was a
Yeah.
good email.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah.
Um,
And thanks for listening, Barry. Thanks for listening to that episode.
yeah.
Jesus
I had
Christ.
to listen to that episode, and I can tell you it ruined my day.
when you were
But nobody should listen to themselves be that drunk for that long.
Yeah.
Like, that's really, like, I feel like there's some weird psychological stuff there that doesn't sit right
Man,
with me.
when I was listening, when you were reading out the email and Barry was like quoting specific moments from the podcast, I was like, holy shit, you actually listened to it.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And if
Yeah,
I remember
so
correctly, I read a Barry email in the last episode and struggled.
You struggled
Oh,
hardcore.
I was fucking drunk. by the
Barry's
time we
like
started that episode.
an articulate guy.
And
I
it's
was
not
about to call him illiterate. It was by accident.
Barry's an illiterate
the
guy.
exact opposite of what I was trying to say.
And I'm not trying to say like, oh, that's never going to happen again, because definitely I'm going to get drunk on this podcast. It's fun. I like getting drunk. That's the thing that I
yeah,
do.
man. Why the fuck not? It's a weekend.
But god damn, hopefully I won't have to listen to it.
maybe there should be a rule in future where like if you're that fucked up, I should be the one to just
you've
because I
gotta
listen
edit
to them
the
all anyway.
podcast.
I
Yeah.
listen to every single episode. I used to feel a little weird about that. Now I don't, because I think it makes me better at being on this show.
It's probably why I'm still shit.
No, man,
Not
you
listening
see,
to any
you've always
episodes.
been a bit better than me at just not saying stupid shit. That's the
Yeah.
thing. I have a tendency to just get carried away
The
and say
names
something
thing
ridiculous.
was a big thing at the start.
Pardon?
Then, like full names. I'd be
Yeah,
like,
for the
Dara,
full,
you can't say
the
people's
full names, but like I've said like stupider shit than that, to be honest, than just a person's full name.
Oh, I've definitely like said people's full names.
Yeah,
on this by accident.
I did the full name thing for ages, but I have just said I've just made some outlandish statements that I don't even really believe in. That I was just making as a joke at the
Yes,
time.
yeah.
But then I didn't really clarify that it was a joke before moving on.
On that note, I actually don't masturbate while looking at my Metal Gear Solid posters. Just or the Easy Rider one.
Or the Easy Rider one. The dual screen computer with two different types of porno. That's all legit.
That's true. Yeah.
That totally happens. If you, of course, you're gonna do that. You've
Man,
got dual screen.
you telling me if you had a dual screen,
What I want to
you
know.
wouldn't stick two different things on.
What
at
I
once,
what I
just-
want to know right now, Brian.
just to see which
Brian,
one you like more.
Be honest with me right this fucking second.
I'll be very honest. I'm always.
Have
honest.
you ever gone triple screen? Because you've got the fucking 2-inch.
No, I don't have the wires for it.
You don't have the wires for it.
No, and the wire that I have for my PlayStation won't reach my.
Can you
computer.
watch porn on that TV?
Absolutely.
Have you?
I'll take the HDMI out of that screen there.
Yeah.
And plug it into my TV
Wow.
for like playing games, and then I have a controller, and I just sit here and play a game on my like big screen, but with PC graphics.
Nice.
Because my PC is like.
I love how seamlessly you switch this conversation to being about gaming.
Yeah. I've got a pretty nice gaming PC, if I do say so myself.
Can you watch porn on that TV, Brian? Yeah, man, I just hook it up. I can play whatever game I want. Any game in the world.
Hey,
Like,
dude, there's porn games.
the graphics of those games are amazing there.
There's porn games, and if there isn't, if the game that you want to be porn isn't a porn game, there's mods.
What are you talking about? What are you even talking about?
I've never modded a game for like porn purposes.
How can you mod a game for porn purposes? Can
Oh.
you make the characters fuck?
Like Fallout? Yeah, you can like mod like. Oh, dude, what the fuck? You don't know
What?
anything about this?
Of course I don't. I don't play
What?
video games. Hang on.
You can get like.
Hang on. Because we're rambling now.
Okay, we're
Just gonna
rambling.
play
Thank
the
you very
song.
much, Barry, for your
Yeah,
email.
thanks for the email. I'm
yeah.
gonna play the song and then we can keep talking about this and then we'll move into other stuff.
Okay.
Bullshit for Brian.
Oh, wait.
Oh, you're getting the fucking. Guitar's a little out of tune, but I don't really care.
I don't know where the pick is.
I still don't care. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bullshit for Brian. Bullshit for Brian. Hair like a lion, a curly haired lion. Bullshit for Brian. Bullshit for Brian. No, I'm not lying. Time for bullshit for Brian.
That was tough.
Yeah. Whatever. So you can.
You really can't play a mandolin without a pick and no fingernails. Like it just doesn't really work.
So you can mod video games to make characters fuck.
Yeah.
Who puts that in? Do the developers or does someone else
adds it? Like Fallout and those games, all they get like when they get released, you also get another program that's like the creation kit, usually is what it's called, and that allows you to mod the game because there's big communities based around modding that game. And I play my Fallout New Vegas with just a couple of little mods. One of the mods that I play it with adds an item. There's cigarette cartons in the game, but they don't really do anything. All you can do is pick them up and sell them. But what this does is it adds in like cigarettes as an item.
Okay.
So when you like get a cigarette carton in your inventory and activate it, you'll pull out cigarettes, and you get a certain amount of cigarettes in each carton. And then when you like use a cigarette, it shows up in your like character's mouth. So my character's always walking around with a cigarette hanging out of his mouth.
Can you offer someone a cigarette to kind of become friends with them or something?
No, but what it does is it gives you stat bonuses.
Yeah. Does it give you cool points?
You can get addicted to it. And if you don't do one, you get withdrawals, which negatively affects your stats.
That's a cool idea.
But
I like it.
when I have like a cigarette in my mouth, it gives me a bonus to charisma.
That's great. That's great.
Charisma and speech, I think, is the two. And then you can also get every few cartons has a lucky cigarette, and that ups your luck as well.
Wow.
So if you have a lucky cigarette in your mouth and you're like taking a shot at a guy, there's a better chance of you hitting him.
That's really, I like that a lot.
And that's just a little mod that I have that
Yeah.
adds a little bit of role play to the
Yeah,
thing.
totally. Yeah. I think that's really interesting, man. I like that. Yeah.
And as someone who smokes cigarettes,
yeah.
I'm like, oh, if it's the apocalypse, you're probably going to smoke a cigarette.
A lot of my characters smoke cigarettes. A lot of the
Yeah.
characters I'll write smoke cigarettes. Not all of them, but I like coming up with like little ideas like that where you're getting into the like specifics of the character and you're like, does this guy smoke?
Yeah.
Does this guy does this guy drink? What does he drink? If he does, blah blah blah, all those little things. I'm really into that kind of shit.
That's
Yeah.
good. That's details. It's all about details.
Mm.
But yeah, you go from that, like you can smoke cigarettes in the game, to you can get raped by super mutants and become pregnant.
Whoa, that's a fucking.
I don't have
leap.
that mod.
That
I've
is a
just-
massive leap.
Obviously, I've done the deep dive on these mods though, because I'm like, what the fuck? Who makes these?
Yeah.
And then you like get into it and start reading about it.
And so
So there's a big community.
What?
Even The Sims, the Sims games
have mods,
have like sex mods with
Wow.
like explicit sex.
but
and
they already
nudity.
fuck in The Sims. They just
Yeah,
do
but
it
you
off
can't see
screen.
them. You can't see them.
Yeah, of course you can't. No one wants to. Apparently people do. What horrible people. God damn it. The world's fucked. It's so weird.
Also, they have to be in a bed to fuck in The Sims regular game. They can't like fuck on a coffee table.
No,
or-
man. In the Sim... when
Oh, they can be in a wardrobe.
The only one I ever had, the
Or the
only
shower?
Sims game I ever had was on PSP. Yeah, I owned one of those for a little while.
Herbs busting out one
Huh?
of those two.
No, man. It was
Sims 2?
I don't know. I will describe it to you and I'll see if you've heard of it because I fucking loved it and
Yeah,
I never
yeah,
finished it and I would love to know how it ends. But basically you move into a street, right? You move into this house on this street and there's like it's like a cul-de-sac and every house surrounding you has a mystery involved.
Okay.
And you have to solve each mystery. I remember some of the mysteries. I'd solved some of them. Like one of them is like one of your neighbor's wife is like a robot.
The Sims 2?
Yes, it might have been. Yeah.
It's
It's that one. Yeah, that's the one. That's
in,
the
like,
one.
the desert.
I think.
Are you in the desert at some
I
point?
think there is a bit where you're in the desert.
I know The Sims 2 I played The Sims 2 on DS.
Yeah.
That shit's creepy as
Yeah.
fuck. I don't know why. It's really creepy.
There is a bit where you can. Yeah, there's a bit in that game that I didn't do very much because I was very young and it scared me. Where you can go to like an underworld type place.
Okay.
And there's this werewolf running around, and you just kind of have to avoid him. And it fucked me up. It really creeped me out, so I didn't go there. But I bet I would have found loads of clues if I had. But that game was dope. And in that game, you would you'd start talking to people, and you're doing the Sims thing where you're like matching the conversation topics and stuff, and whatever you want to happen or need to happen will happen.
Yeah.
So if you're like going the love heart angle with them,
Oh.
what'll eventually happen if you
Yeah.
hit all the buttons right and you match the conversation perfectly is they'll start smooching,
Oh.
and then they'll just
Oh.
the camera will stay fixed, but they'll just like flop onto the ground.
Ugh.
Yeah. And then
You
like
start doing it right there.
and like love hearts will kind of like go up on the screen.
You just hear all these wet slapping noises.
No, but you hear like moaning and stuff. Yeah.
Your Sims.
Spit in my mouth.
Your Sims are just like gabu goo 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 boo loo boo. Gabu boo.
Yeah, Sims is so fucking
Sorry
weird.
for your ears, whoever's listening to this.
There's a car seat headrest did a version of one
Well,
of their
really
song.
quick.
Oh, yeah.
The Sims 2 on PC
Yeah.
used to. I think I have it on this PC somewhere because they gave it out for free at one point.
Nice.
With all the DLC.
Oh, cool.
So I was just like, I'm getting on that and just having it if I need it. So it's there somewhere. I don't know if it's installed. But anyway, there's a family in that of a bunch of like nerd guys who are like stargazers and like they're like science guys.
Hmm.
And one of the like objectives at the start is to check the telescope like up at the very top of the house. And you send up this particular guy to do it. And when he checks on the telescope, he gets abducted by aliens.
Oh, wow.
And he comes back and he's pregnant. And he gives birth to like an alien baby.
Jesus, that's great.
There's
That's
tons of
pretty
like
good. I
weird
like it.
alien shit in like the Sims 2 stuff. After that, it became vampires and werewolves because Twilight was really big.
Yeah, yeah. But I like it.
And the Sims games are marketed towards a very specific group.
Yeah. You know what I really liked about The Sims was when you would
I
die
still
and you
play
would
them.
like
Yeah.
fight. You would like have a violin off against the Grim Reaper for your life back. Which game was that? Do you remember that shit?
That was Sims 2.
Yeah, that was great. That makes sense. That's the one I've played.
I think you can do that in most of them, though.
Yeah, I love
I have
that.
a really big problem with The Sims. I have it on my computer. I have Sims 4 with a couple of DLCs and stuff. I got it because Ali likes The Sims, and I was like, oh, I'll put it on my computer because my computer can play it at like a really high frame rate and full graphics and stuff. So that'd be cool. She can play it on that. Hasn't touched it. But I've played a little bit of it, but I always fall into the same problem where I'll spend forever making a character and just like, because I really enjoy like character creators and just like going through all the details of the character creator, and then I'll start making the house and I'll decorate this house really nice and like make a nice house and everything, and then when it comes to actually playing the game, I've gotten bored at that point.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm like, all right, I'm done now.
Yep, I've done that. Yep, I totally get that.
I have more fun making houses and like decorating them.
Yeah. Maybe you should go into that field.
Absolutely
field
not.
of work.
No way.
Yeah.
No. No. This
So,
podcast is about to take off, Dara. Tell your friends, please.
yeah, please do. Jesus. So are will we talk about the Joker thing?
Yeah. That's just a quick few
Yeah,
words.
yeah.
How do you feel about it?
It's weird.
I'm gonna pull it up on my phone here just to
Yeah.
have like info about it.
It's weird, man. It was revealed to me in
It's
a
fucking
weird
11
way.
p.m.
Yeah, no,
That's crazy.
It doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
It was revealed to me in a weird way. Someone sent it to me, and I was like, "Really? You're sending me this? This is weird." And it was like, I don't know. It's just such a weird reveal of the character. It's like a screen test of Joaquin
We're talking
Phoenix.
about the Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
Martin
Uh,
Scorsese produced
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah. And so it's like a screen test of Joaquin Phoenix, and it's just him looking like a fucking creep, looking like Joaquin Phoenix. And then the camera keeps zooming in, and as it zooms in, he starts to smile, and the shot kind of flickers between him as like normal Joaquin Phoenix and him in like Joker makeup being Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
And it's what's weird to me is just how like clownish the makeup is. Like, have you seen it like properly?
It's written by the writer of or someone who wrote for 8 Mile.
Oh, that's a good movie.
Scott Silver.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But also he wrote X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Which is a fucking
Trash
train wreck of a movie.
It's produced by Bradley Cooper.
What?
Yeah, Bradley Cooper's producer on it.
What?
Anyone can be a fucking producer on a movie. You just have to
Yeah.
give them money.
Yeah, that's true.
Stop saying from the producers of at the start
Yeah.
of films as if that fucking matters. Like
From
that
the-
new Spike Jonze movie that was like from the producer of Get Out. It's like, yeah, but it's not the director or the writer or any of the actors, so who fucking cares?
Yeah.
I thought Martin Scorsese was involved.
He is.
He's not.
He's not anymore.
He doesn't seem to be. There's no mention of him here.
That's so weird.
But that might just be me not reading it right.
Because that was the whole thing. That's how they were.
Well,
selling
originally they were like it was directed by Martin Scorsese.
No. They were always saying produced, but like it's always been being directed by Todd Phillips, the Hangover guy.
Yeah.
But Scorsese was always
Martin
supposed to be
Scorsese is co-producing. With,
co-producing with
Yeah.
Bradley Cooper.
No, with Todd Phillips.
Oh, with Todd Phillips.
Yeah.
So Bradley Cooper is literally just throwing money at this.
Because Bradley Cooper knows that no matter how this does when it comes out, he'll probably get some money out
Yeah.
of it. You know?
Also, Bradley Cooper is Rocket Raccoon.
Also, interesting thing about yeah, he is.
So that's a bit weird, though, isn't it? Can we talk about? It's a little weird.
I think it's fine.
It's a little weird that they don't have a problem with that.
But there's an even more interesting thing that I forgot, and now just looking at Todd Phillips's IMDb, I forgot to mention this to you earlier when we were talking. I don't know why I'm saying this like I forgot to mention it on the podcast.
Yeah.
He directed Hated,
Right.
Gigi Allen and the Murder Junkies, which is a documentary series about Gigi Allen.
Oh, I think you mentioned
Not
this
a
to me
documentary
before.
series, a documentary movie
Yeah,
about G.G. Allen.
I don't know Gigi Allen.
I think it's all on YouTube.
Yeah,
But it's worth checking out because it's
Yeah.
a fantastic documentary.
nice.
And it's about a fucking crazy person.
Well, there you go. That's pretty good. Yeah.
He directed Old School? No, yeah, he directed Starsky and Hutch.
Oh, I saw that when I was young.
I don't know what that's like.
Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson. It's not. I don't know. I didn't think it was bad at the time.
And then all of the Hangover movies and War Dogs, whatever that is.
I saw
That's
like
the
half
one with,
of that.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Okay, well maybe this movie will
Jonah
be fine.
Hill's good in it. Jonah Hill's very good in it.
Um,
And you know what? The cinematography in that film's great. And Bradley Cooper's in that too. That makes sense.
Todd Phillips generally, like, even in the Hangover movies, has proven that
Yeah.
he's pretty good at cinematography.
Yeah,
Like,
he can make a pretty film.
yeah.
Yeah. So.
So this will be a pretty movie.
Yeah,
You
but
know, even
but let's talk about the Joker, right?
Yeah.
What do you think of the makeup?
I think it's good.
Yeah,
It's a departure in the opposite direction
Yeah.
of Jared Leto,
very much so.
and it's exactly what I think a departure from the Joker should be. I feel like if you think of a departure from the Joker, Jared Leto is in the wrong direction, and this movie is in the right direction.
I just worry.
But I'm not. I don't know if I'm confident that this is going to be a good film.
I just worry, having just seen the makeup and his costume, that he just looks a bit Heath Ledger to me. He's got the long hair,
I think
brushed
Joaquin
off.
Phoenix deserves to be given more credit than that.
but I don't know if Warner Bros. Do.
His brother was best friends with Heath Ledger,
Yeah,
wasn't he?
I don't know.
Or am I? No, that was Keanu Reeves. Never mind. Completely different guy. My bad.
Very different guy.
Uh,
I'm just saying the fucking Warner Bros. I don't know. I would just.
Oh,
I just
look,
worry.
I'm not.
I just worry. Having now seen the image of him and seeing what he looks like, this is the first taste we get of the film, right? I just worry that they fucking made The Dark Knight. It was huge, huge. Then they made Suicide Squad. It flopped. Right?
Flopped.
People did not like the Joker at all.
Yeah, and
And
all
now-
the other DC
and
movies
now
that didn't.
they-
Well, they did well, but
Yeah,
financially, but
but even at that, not as well.
critically,
as
they
should've.
were pretty much panned.
Very
yeah.
much panned. But now they're releasing this new Joker image, and it just looks
But this is
design-wise a bit Heath Ledger, and that just worries me because it says to me, oh, what if this is just a fucking film company, a production company stepping in and being like, oh, they didn't like that thing we tried, but bring it back to that other thing we tried that one time that worked.
yeah.
And I would be livid if it was just another take on that.
Yeah, and well, from what I've seen of like the plot so far, like they've actually like released details about the plot and stuff.
I know I've been avoiding that, to be honest,
Oh,
actively.
Okay, well then I
But
probably shouldn't say anything.
Well, no, like, well, say what you're
He's got
say.
a name.
Yeah.
He's got like an actual person's name, like a full name, Arthur Fleck. And
What?
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
Why?
Who is that? Is that a
It's
name?
No one.
Yeah,
I don't think.
because this isn't related to the DC movies at all.
But
This
that's
is its
fucking
own.
stupid, man.
Well, no,
But it's just stupid because
It's
they've
not- it's
already
not-
done stories where he has a name.
yeah.
So just give him one of those.
No, they wanted this to be a completely separate entity to all the other movies. That was just, let's do something weird with the Joker. Let's do a story. I think what they're trying to do with this movie is, what if the Joker showed up in a world that was just the regular world? It's like they've said it's not a superhero movie. It's like a crime drama movie. And it's about
Yeah.
a failed stand-up comedian
Yeah.
who turns to crime.
Don't get me wrong. Like,
Which I think
yeah,
it could
don't
be
get
good.
me wrong.
And I think
I'm
Todd Phillips is a good
definitely
director.
I'm definitely interested in it. I'm interested to see it. I would like to see
And I
a
think
trailer
Joaquin Phoenix is a
before
great
I-
actor. He is legitimately a fantastic actor.
Do you know what it is, man? Do you know what it is? It's just that they've just spent so long making so much shite.
Yeah,
right?
you just can't trust him.
And then now it's just
Yeah.
like you've made shit film after shit film after shit film, and now you're just making this really weird thing.
You're
that I'm
thinking of
like,
it-
what
see,
are
you're-
you going for?
No.
here?
The way you're thinking about it is you're thinking about it from a studio point of view. But I feel like this is removed from that whole like studio superhero movie thing. They've just given the rights to Todd Phillips, and
I would.
and the writers,
Yeah.
and they were like, just make a Joker movie.
I
if
want
you
that
want.
to be the
And
case.
I hope that's the case.
I want that to be the case, but
I
that's
feel
what
like that's what it is.
it
I
was
hope
made
that's what
out
it is.
to be. That's what it was made out to be. That was the case with Suicide Squad. That they gave it to David Ayer and said, "Yeah, you can do whatever you
That's
want."
true. No,
and then
that's-
that was not the case at all.
Fucking
So
fool me once, shame on you.
yeah.
Fool me twice.
So
Yeah,
like
it's that same
I'll
shit.
admit that I have my reservations.
Oh, definitely.
But I really do want it to be good.
Yeah, I'd love it to be good.
Yeah.
I've gone from being like, when I first heard about the movie, I was like, that's fucking weird. Okay.
Yeah.
And now I've gone from that's fucking weird and I'm probably not going to watch it to that's fucking weird and I kind of hope that it's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I feel like it would,
It seems like it has potential.
Yeah.
But it also seems like it could be such a fucking...
But it doesn't matter. If it does really well, DC aren't going to fucking... Like, they're not going to take any cues from it. They're going to continue to make bad decisions, probably, because they've already proven that that's what they do.
Yeah.
And, like, I think at this point, the idea that they wouldn't make a bad decision, that's on you for being a fucking idiot and not realizing that they've made nothing but bad decisions in the past.
Yeah.
It's like people who get hyped when the next Transformers movie gets a trailer.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I swear to fucking God, I see it all the time on my Facebook. People being like, this one's going to be the fucking... This is going to be the one. Transformers is finally going to be good. And then it comes out and they're like, wow, that movie was shit. Who would have thunk it? That the 7th movie in this shit series of movies would be just as shit as the last 6.
Yeah, yeah, I suppose.
And
yeah.
the same thing happens with DC movies.
Yeah, but
Like-
yeah, like that was me for a long time, man. Was like I watched Batman vs Superman, and I watched it with my family and my little brother beside me. He and I love Batman. Amanda was there. We fucking left the cinema, and I just didn't want to tell anyone how much I didn't like it. It was weird.
Yeah.
I didn't want to talk about it. It was so
Yeah,
strange.
yeah. You don't want to be that person who's like, that was shit.
Exactly, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And so I just put it off for a while until I finally realized that the internet agreed with me. But then Suicide Squad came out and I saw it and I was like, better, not great, better. And then I saw then Justice League came out and I was like, fuck this, man. You're so bad. You're so terrible at making movies. Why do you make these horrible decisions?
As soon as it came out like that, it was like, this is way back when they started. As soon as it came out that, Zack Snyder is going to be making the DC movies, I was like, they're going to be shit then. Okay,
yeah.
Because I've seen The Watchmen. That movie sucks.
I like Watchmen. I do.
I
and
like
I don't,
the comic.
I like the film, but I don't like any of Zack Snyder's other movies. Actually, now that I think about
it's got the worst Zack Snyder, like, I'm going to use music in this scene.
Yeah,
and I'm going to pick the most cliched song I can think of.
The musical choices
They're
in that song
always
in that
so
film are
cliched.
awful.
There's
Awful.
a funeral and it's raining
And
and
they
it plays
fucking-
Sound of Silence.
Yeah.
Fucking genius.
The first time I ever watched that film, I watched half of that film because Brendan got it for us when we were very young. He rented it for Charlotte and I because he was like, "Oh, this is a superhero movie. You guys will enjoy this." And then he went upstairs doing whatever, like
That
grown-up
is not
stuff.
a movie for kids.
Yeah, no, it's not.
No.
And we watched half of it, and when it got to the "Hello, darkness, my old friend" during a funeral, Charlotte and I was very young at the time, we were like, this is fucking stupid, and we turned it off. But I went back to it years later. I like the film.
I like the Dr.
music,
Manhattan
the
bits.
soundtrack is awful.
Yeah.
It's not good.
I
like the comedian bits. That's what I really like
Yeah.
about it. The comedian,
see. I just
he's such a horrible character, and your man plays him so well. What's his name?
I can't remember.
He
who
also
plays
plays Batman's Da in that fucking Batman vs Superman. He plays Thomas Wayne as well. He's great, whatever
Yeah.
his name is. He's really good as the
him.
comedian.
Thomas Wayne is going to be in this Joker movie.
Yeah, which is
Yeah.
a whole little thing.
Also, Robert De Niro is in it.
What?
Yeah, he's an actor in it.
Jesus.
And Mark Maron. Yeah. There's a bunch of really good actors in it.
That's insane, man. I
But I
really want it to be good so badly.
I have the graphic novel of Watchmen, and I think now that I've read that, I'm just kind of like, fuck the movie. Like, I don't
That's
care.
fair.
I really need to pee.
Are you fucking shitting
Yeah.
me? Okay, go
Will
pee.
we pause?
Yeah,
Yeah,
go pee.
all right.
And we'll wrap it up soon after.
Sorry about that. I've at the start of that Joker conversation, I felt the rumblings of like pee, and I was like, no, just stick it out. We're near the end. And then I realized I'm actually kind of into this conversation. I don't want it to end like abruptly. But what were you saying?
Oh fuck, man! I don't know.
I was talking about The Watchmen and how like reading the graphic novel kind of just killed any.
Yeah.
Also,
I
just
was
he made
talking
300, which is a fucking abortion of a movie.
Yeah, man, I haven't seen that film. It looks horrible. I always
It's
thought so. Do
trash.
you know what I have seen by
What?
Zack Snyder? And it's shit.
Oh, yeah?
Sucker Punch.
Oh no shit!
Oh my god, it's so
Are you telling me Zack
fucking
Snyder made a bad movie?
bad. It's so bad. And I was young when I watched that, right? And I was young enough to be like, first of all, my sister really wanted to see it because it's like super like feminist, but it isn't even really. But it gives the facade of being feminist. But she really wanted to see it. We got it, and it was so dull, and
Yeah.
so grey and muted, and so fucking
It's just not
bleak.
a fun
It
movie
was
to look
so
at.
bleak. Like the situations in the film just get worse and worse and worse
Until the very end, where
until
it's
the very
the
end,
worst.
where it just ends and everything's awful.
Yeah.
It's horrible. I hated it.
Who I want to know what executive at Warner Brothers saw Sucker Punch, 300, and The Watchmen, and went, "We should sign this guy on for like 5 movies."
But that's the thing.
And that's fine. You can like those movies, and that's cool. But if you're like,
Good night, Kate.
good night.
Kate just came in to say goodbye. Hey, no, say goodbye. Good night on the podcast.
No.
Night,
But anyway, like the person who saw that,
Kate. Yeah.
not even saw that and liked it, because you can look at any movie and like it. I like some shit movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, you like some shit movies.
Absolutely,
Assumedly. There's
yeah.
definitely shit movies out there that you're like,
I like Watchmen.
I like that one. You like The Watchmen. That's fine.
Yeah.
The guy, the executive who saw this might like The Watchmen. But how did he not look at the like numbers and review scores
Do you know what?
and be like,
Do you genuinely?
maybe
do you
this
know
guy's
what it
not
was?
the fucking guy?
Do you know what it was?
What was it?
It was the thing we were just complaining about. It's that Zack Snyder was a producer on the fucking Dark Knight trilogy, and so Christopher Nolan
Nolan's not much
helped
better, to be
out
honest.
as a producer for Man of Steel, but then he totally stepped away, and it was all left to Zack Snyder. And Man of Steel is not very good. It's not a very good movie.
No.
It's really, again,
it's not.
dull and grey and boring and sad and
It
bleak.
pounds that fucking like Superman is Jesus
Yeah,
thing.
so fucking hard.
He's
And
like a messiah
do you know
figure.
what's
Whoa.
like? And do you know what's really annoying about that is that they're trying to like drill home this whole Superman is Jesus thing, but they also make him seem like he's not a very likable character. He's not hopeful and optimistic the way he's supposed to be. It's just miserable. It's all
And
misery.
I think you could do that well. I think you could do a really good story. This is my like Superman idea, because I think Superman's a fucking boring character
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah.
Outside of the Zack Snyder movies,
Same.
don't think he's that interesting. I like Spider-Man. He's interesting.
Because you can beat Spider-Man.
Yeah, and even Batman.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you can fuck with Batman.
You can beat Batman the first time you fight Batman. That's,
After
that's
that,
the
Batman
thing about
generally
Batman.
builds a new thing that beats you.
Yeah.
But Superman is unbeatable, basically,
Yeah.
unless you have a magic stone,
It's
which
so lame.
seem to be way more abundant than
I don't understand how all of the green kryptonite from Krypton all
just
crash
landed on
on Earth. Like,
anyway. But like my idea is like, what if Superman came to Earth and he was like, I'm not from here. Why should I help these people? And like make a story about that conflict of like, well, like these people aren't.
they aren't like you know.
What if Superman wasn't found because he'd still assumedly survive?
Yeah,
being a
yeah.
superpowered
yeah,
baby.
definitely. Yeah, yeah.
What if
that's
Superman
interesting.
was just a superpowered person who had no
who
family?
grew up on the streets?
Yeah.
You know,
How would he?
everyone had always forever treated him like shit. You know, just like a fucking. He's just like a homeless guy on the street, so everyone treats him like the fucking ground they walk on.
Yeah.
And he is like this all-powerful guy who could save the world.
Like it's like that thing.
That's an interesting idea.
And that's why I think I like Spider-Man Homecoming so much. It's because they weren't afraid to change the source material.
Yeah, yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Uncle
yeah.
Ben's not around in this movie.
No, not at all. And I really respected that. I fucking really respect an executive decision to be like, you all know how he died.
Yeah.
You all know how he died.
The same thing happened in the Spider-Man game.
Yeah.
Where like it starts off 8 years into Spider-Man's career.
Yeah.
And also it's different. He doesn't work at the Daily Bugle.
Yeah,
In
yeah.
that.
Which is crazy.
Mary Jane works in the Daily Bugle as a journalist.
That's nuts.
Yeah, and also, what's his name?
Eddie Brock.
Not Eddie Brock. He's in it as an Easter egg.
Oh yeah.
One of the collectibles you pick up from your backpack is a "Sorry You're Leaving" card from the Daily Bugle.
Yeah.
And one of the names on it is like, "Good working with you, Eddie Brock."
Nice.
Who
are you talking about then? Flash Thompson?
No, the other Spider-Man.
Miles Morales?
Miles Morales is...
He works at the Daily Bugle?
No, he doesn't work in the Daily Bugle, but he's in this universe.
Ah, nice.
Yes,
cool.
And spoilers for Spider-Man. It's been out for like a week.
Yeah.
You haven't played it.
Yeah,
Like,
whatever.
you're probably not going to play it. I'm sorry. Just skip ahead like a minute.
Yeah.
Miles Morales gets his powers at the end of this. But
cool.
Peter Parker is still alive.
Okay, crazy. Very
Yeah.
interesting. So then there's going to be like 2 Spider-Men running around.
I am really excited for a sequel.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. Like, do things differently.
Yeah.
You know, take this superhero story and change it up. What if Bruce Wayne was poor?
Yeah. They actually had a really interesting discussion about this on the Weekly Planet once.
I bet they did. They always have interesting discussions. They're great.
They are. They had a discussion. It was a question sent in by a fan who was if Spider-Man was like adopted by, after his uncle is murdered, is adopted by Alfred Pennyworth and like inherits the Wayne fortune and is raised that way. Meanwhile, Bruce Wayne's parents are murdered and he's raised by his Aunt May in the boroughs of New York. Which one is going to be like the better man, essentially? Which one will like be raised better?
Who is the better man anyway? That's the question I want to pose to you. Peter Parker or Bruce Wayne?
I'd say Bruce Wayne.
You think Bruce Wayne?
Yeah. But I have
I
a
might
whole
be biased.
thing about
I think
Bruce
we're
Wayne.
both biased.
I'm very
in
biased.
this.
I have a whole thing about Batman that like as a thing that I've had in me since I was a child, and I don't even 100% believe that it's true anymore, but it's just the idea I had of Batman when I was young was that he was the guy who always, without fail, did the right thing, even when it sucked and everyone hated him for it, and when he would like hate himself for it, he always did the thing that he knew would lead to the best outcome.
Yeah.
And that's what I always loved
fair.
about him as a character and
that's fair.
respected about him. So in my mind, I'm like, that guy, he's always thinking about how can I resolve this situation best for everybody, you know?
I was reading a Spider-Man comic and he gets unmasked
Yeah.
in prison by the Kingpin in front of like all these criminals.
Yeah.
And it's just Peter Parker with his like mask off,
Yeah.
and he beats the shit out of Kingpin. And like
Tense.
beats the shit out of him, and he's like, "You've seen me fuck you up in front of everyone. I've completely disgraced you.
Yeah.
I don't kill." He's like, I want to fill your lungs with webbing right now and like kill you.
Oh, wow.
But I'm not going to because I have my morals.
Mm.
But if anything ever happened to any of my family, I could easily call those morals into question. And it's like hardcore.
That's
like,
pretty fucking
oh
intense.
shit.
That's an interesting idea as well. Is like, I love it when Spider-Man gets demasked and then he's fighting unmasked. Because he's like, it's just an interesting, just because his mask covers the entirety of his face. It's sometimes hard
And
to draw the
also-
comparison between Peter Parker doing the Spider-Man things and Spider-Man doing them.
Yeah.
You know.
But also like his like genuine fear of being unmasked and like his family, because like his family is an old lady.
Yeah. One old lady. He's got one old person left who
And
hasn't been shot.
she already got married to Dr. Octopus at one point in the comics.
She did.
I
I don't know if they got married. I know they went out.
Yes.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't know if they got married.
They were about to get married, I think,
yeah.
and something happened or something.
I bet she found out he was Dr. Octopus.
Yeah. Well, one of my favorite things is Spider-Man 2, the movie. The scene on the train
Yeah.
where he gets unmasked.
And
everyone always brings up how like nice it is when they're like, we won't say anything.
Yeah.
And they give him the mask back and whatever. But they neglect the best part in that whole scene is when Dr. Octopus is like on the train and Spider-Man is injured back up the train.
Yeah.
And then as Dr. Octopus advances, fucking Uncle Joey Diaz
That's right.
walks out into the middle of the train and is like, "You want him, you gotta go through us."
Yeah. And then Dr. Octopus is like, okay. And he just swats him to the side. Just throws the big mechanical arm down the middle and just floomp everyone to the side of the train.
But I just love that because it's Joey Diaz.
It is Joey Diaz.
You're like,
that
yeah, I
never
love that
dawned
guy.
on me until right this second,
That's
but that
fucking Joey
definitely
Diaz,
is
yeah.
Joey Diaz.
He's also in Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Who's he in Brooklyn Nine?
Remember the episode with the pizzerias being burnt
shit,
down?
yeah.
He's Sal.
He's Sal. Sal's
They took
Pizza.
everything.
Yeah.
The first dollar I ever made.
Oh man, that's crazy. He's also in The Longest
Yard?
Yard.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
He's in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be in The Sopranos,
Oh yeah.
but someone on the producing team, I think, didn't like him, so he didn't get the part.
Ah.
He's also on all the best episodes of Joe Rogan
Yeah, that's true.
because they're the
Yeah.
episodes with Joey Diaz.
Although I really liked the Elon Musk episode. I thought it was great.
I thought it was really boring.
I loved
I thought Elon Musk was incredibly boring.
I think
it was
he's-
interesting.
I thought
It
he was really interesting. Not even always what he was saying, but I just thought it was really interesting hearing that guy's like thought process.
I always like Tom Segura episodes.
Yeah, they're great. Tom Segura is
There's
just always great.
Episode 1000, I think, is the best episode.
Yeah,
It's Tom Segura and Joey Diaz.
I think I've listened to that one. Yeah, that's great. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's just them like getting fucking high as balls
Yeah.
and chatting like
Talking shite.
yeah.
Yeah, it's dope.
It's yeah. Anyway, superheroes.
Yes, I don't know.
I feel like are we done?
I think we might be done, man.
Might be done. Yeah.
I think we're spent, and I think we fucking deserve to be spent.
No, I think we need to go for like 10 more seconds, just so we can make it 2.5 hours.
Shani, honey,
Are we gonna get copyright struck by some-
Was that 10 seconds? Thank you very much.
And now we've been copyright struck by the country of Ireland.
by the Irish government.
All right, that's it. We're Translation Lost, guys. Thank you so
fucking-
much for listening, and if you came back after the last episode,
Yes. Yeah.
thank you so much.
Yeah.
Trust me, there will be more episodes like that. I'm definitely going to get drunk in the future. It's what I do.
Yeah. Every
But,
10 episodes, baby.
It's good to be back.
Absolutely,
in
yeah,
a regular
fucking really
format. I
enjoyed
think
this
we had a
one.
really good episode.
Yeah,
It
it's
flowed
dope.
quite well.
Yeah.
Even if we did go off into the weeds a few
God,
times
so
while
many
talking about
times,
the movie.
but who cares? It was great.
It was good.
It was good.
It's the longest episode we've ever done.
Yeah, we did it, man.
And it didn't feel like we were like stretching it.
No,
this is just
no,
naturally
no.
how it
Yeah.
ended up being.
In fact, I think right there, a few seconds ago, where we both stopped talking, was the first time that we both acknowledged that we'd run out of steam, and we're like, let's end.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is it.
So
it's over.
links
Are all in the thumbnail.
as always are in the description down below.
And
as
just on the thumbnail.
Philly D always says in the end of his videos. They're in the thumbnail too.
Yeah.
Like us on Facebook.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Because that's probably where you'll get updated that the new episode is out. Sometimes a little bit early.
Yeah.
Sometimes I throw out the episode on Facebook a little bit early and
Yeah,
be like,
because
hey,
why
here
the
you
fuck
go.
not? Yeah.
It's
Just out of-
it's unlisted,
out of
but
nowhere.
you can have it if you follow our Facebook.
For
You
those
can
30
follow us on
people.
Twitter, but we don't really update
Yeah.
the Twitter. A tweet does go out every time a new episode goes up.
Yeah. Follow me on Instagram if you want
follow
to see
Dara
that
on Instagram.
dope fucking Photoshop that Brian did, and presumably many more Photoshops that if they include me, I'm probably going to post them, to be honest, and they're
What's
all
your
great.
Instagram, Dara?
It's just at Dara Eaton with no fucking capital letters, spaces, underscores.
that's
I'm a dull ass guy.
so
D-A-R-A
imaginative.
D-A-R-A-E-A-T-O-N. There's not many of us out there, Brian. I just took the fucking handles before the rest of us could get in.
You can follow me on Twitter
Mm-hmm.
at Postboy
With zeros instead of O's.
instead of O's. But also, if you go to the Twitter for the podcast, which is linked down below, there's a link to my Twitter in the description, and Dara's too, if you want to follow Dara
If you
for
want-
some reason.
Fucking yeah, why the fuck would you?
I don't think you have updated your Twitter in
That's
years.
so long. Right.
But anyway, thank you so much for watching,
Yeah,
guys.
we're translation lost, and we will be better at this next week.
Yeah.